Told you you so extra, but I know I'm the same. Love me in spite of my trauma. Give me what I need instead of the drama. Cause when it pop off, it's like, oh my. All good all day, but the night we be going so hard on the flip side. So tell me what we on a date, babe. I could keep the same energy. You go low, I go low too. But you'd rather stay high, I know you. Can we stay high, babe? I'd rather be on that wave, trying to control our emotions. If we on a rise out of passion, we could share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night, all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead, but we could go all night. Now all of my calls go to voicemail. I block you so I don't raise hell. Should've talked through it in detail. Our separate ways ain't gon' end well, no. But when we get back, it's like, oh my. All bad all day, but the night get that good, good till we act right. So tell me what we on a date, babe. I could keep that same energy. I know you. Can we stay high, babe? I'd rather be on that wave, trying to control our emotions. If we on a rise out of passion, we could share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night, all night.
I've been calm, cool, collected, but you pushing on my nerves. And knowing your attention, I'm under pressure. Okay, I'm admitting that a couple things I said acidic in the tone, in the presence, I'm careless. Long as you know I come with imperfections. When you look at me, you see the soul through my flesh. You something special. Know you looking bomb, the way you dress and gone, flex and hold it still and let my mind digest. You got the leverage, you got the upper handle on the situation. You worthy of a million more of the storms that we weathered. We retreating and fuck, but you trying to kill the cycle. When nobody's stressing that body like me, I know the way you like it. I treat you like a queen, run the castle, you a treasure. Feel like you setting fire to my desire for the pleasure. You a gem, got me blim. A man, know you can about here.
We can share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead, but we could go all night.
And for that I do apologize. Maybe someday we can work it out, but I'm afraid it's too late to try. Baby, I don't dare to love you, and you know the reason why. Don't you know I'm way too weak to swim? Can't you feel the waves come crashing in? Running out of safety nets, cause every night I fall down in the middle of the night, screaming, oh my God, cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. I've been shot in the middle of the night, screaming, oh my mind, cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. I think I'm love drunk, but I'm not afraid to admit I used to feel safe next to you, babe. Now I'm thinking that it's over here.
We doing good, y'all. I ain't got no thumbs down. We doing good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, ladies. We gonna do some book reading tonight. I want to see what Lizette Martinez has to say in her book because I'm curious. I'm curious now what it is to write about and to profit off of. I'm hoping to have a little bit of time left. First, before I continue, let me get a mic check. How's the mic sound, y'all? Mic check, because y'all know this mic be ruthless, right? So let me get a mic check. Let me get a mic check, mic check. You say you never come. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, I'm good. I'm good. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, y'all. Mic check, mic check. Put my hood on today. I gotta do some reading. I'm gonna do some reading. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go. Mic check, mic is good. Hopefully the Wi-Fi will stay steady, you guys. It's ruthless on me with this Wi-Fi, but hopefully it'll stay steady down here. I'm hoping to have a little bit more time left after this reading of this book because let me hold fast on that right there. Because I really want to get into reading the last motion. I really, really want to get into that just a little bit to go over that. Because I got some things to say about that when it comes to the appellate attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, and some things that I like to opinionate on, whether if she's going to implement some of the things that was addressed by Judge Donnelly as opposed of giving her reasons of why certain things was admissible during Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's trial. Anyways, how y'all doing? How is everybody doing? That's what I want to know. I want to know how y'all doing before we get into the book. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was great. It was absolutely great. For some reason, this damn screen is awfully big. Hold on, y'all. Let me get that. Oh, shit. I don't know why it's not on there. Oh, it's over here. Oh, let's move it back over here. And I don't know, it's like extremely big, but yeah, I can move it. Oh, okay, now I can see y'all a lot better. At first I was like, oh my God, I can't see y'all. I think I got something is big, something is extra huge on here. Hi Jason, how are you? How Beauty? Beauty Smika, hello Harlem, hello Galatians, hello. I'm glad that you ladies are here. I don't expect too many, so it should be humble reading. I know a lot of people may not be interested in it, and that is fine and dandy. It's quiet right now. On the other side of the track, it's a lot of beef going on today. It's the continuance beef between the same amigos out there. They don't like each other. Them people don't like each other, y'all. I mean, listen. It's crazy. The circle of people of Mr. Kell's supporters, it's crazy. It is beyond like craziness, right? It's so much. He said, and you said, and I got these receipts, and it's a lot. It's a lot over there, but I can't lie. This should be hilarious, right? Because right now they are all at the point, in my eyes, of I don't even know who's gonna win. I don't even know who to put my money on. We need to do some wagering bet over here, y'all. We gonna have to do something, and I got a good idea. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in uh, my mug. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get it. The first prize. We gonna take some. We taking bets over here. We taking bets on the circus. Okay. And yeah, first place, second place, and third place. But give me a second. I just thought of a good damn idea over here. So I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Right back. Okay. All right. Let me get this here going. We're gonna come back to that song because I really like that song, you guys. But we it's time to have some fun over here. It's time to have some fun over here. But moderators, I would like for you guys, if people chooses to come in, to encourage them to hit the like button, to encourage them even more to donate, support the freaking channel, and show everybody that comes in into the channel some love, except for the ones that is coming. You cut my head off. They got to go because they can have that shit. But we gonna have some fun over here. If you have not been keeping up with the show out there, you probably can't play. Okay. But this is how it's going to go. It's time for us to make some bets over here, okay? It's time for you guys to show me, let me know, who do you think is going to have the, who's going to win the outcome of this escapade of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's? Out of the Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's supporters, okay? You don't tell me now, right? Going to pick a date. I'll pick a date, and you guys get to put in your vote, right? Put in your vote, and I get to pick the winner, the first and the second and the third prize. There'll be 3 prizes over here. And the first prize that I pick of, who has won with figuring out who's going to win. Oh, this is going to be a tough challenge. This is going to be tough. I got to make it tough, right? We'll receive the One Papoose mug over here, right? Looks like that. Yeah, you get to... All shipping and handling is paid by me. Yeah, in case you haven't gotten it. Does your hot and cold beverages up in here. Works very real. It's very good, you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this in and get this shipped to you. Second prize winner will receive a One Papoose hoodie. On me. You say you guess you can't play. Oh, yeah. We got to make it tough. Look tough. Third prize will receive a $25 gift card for Walmart on me, or Cash App on me. Those are expensive. That's some expensive first and second and third prize over here. But it's time for me to give away some things over here, or I may change the game up. But right now, those will be the prizes, and those are coming. We'll do those for the month of December. Better yet, let's think of something, moderators. Y'all help me think of something to give away each month to one person. Maybe that's a better game. And we'll think of something. You drinking tea out of yours? Yay! Yay! I love mine, but I keep this is just the extra one that I had then ordered, and I was in the process of giving things away. That was my intentions, but then as the world turned out here, and a lot of unbalanced seesaw went on, so I kind of just said, I'll hold on to that. But I think it's time for me to get back into that. I think so. Or maybe we can change it into oh, Tanea. Wait, you don't you start cracking me up, Tanea. I think Tanea, because my moderators they don't go anywhere. They don't watch that, so it would be unfair. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll do like a questionnaire or something. How about that? Pertaining a lot of stuff that we have saw with the Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's case. How about that? How about I throw a question or something out there, and and if the question is answered and explained to the people, your opinion and your honest and truthful answer or something, then maybe I can give a prize away that away. I'm gonna come up with something. I'm gonna come up with something, and December we will start with the giving away the hot and cold one papoose thermal over here for you to enjoy. So, and I will do one pretty much every month. Then we'll do the hoodie, then we'll do $25 or so, and then we'll just rotate it about. So I'm gonna get with my moderators, and we'll see what will be a good way to start giving back, putting back into the channel so that people can also enjoy giveaways over here as well. How about that? So we'll think about it. We'll think about it. I'll get with them. Starting the month of December, ladies, you guys help me out. Let's come up with something fun for the channel so that Papoose can show her love back to the people who are subscribed to the channel. And I appreciate you girls. Okay, so I brought you guys here today. You say you clean and chitless? Oh my God. Oh my God. Good luck, girl. No, I'm not taking your wrench. Okay, let's get into the story, the life of Lizette Martinez, because that's why I brought you guys here today. I would perfectly understand for those that do not care to hear anything about these alleged women that claim that they were involved with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly throughout their time, and the time has come to an end, and several of them has books that they have written, some I guess allegedly to profit off of or to tell their story so that they can be heard out here. I don't know. I have not read any other books pertaining to this eventful journey that has sent most of the world out here buku crazy. Hi, Trevin. Sent us crazy out here, and everybody is all wired up. We're at the point now where it's so wired up out here to where you don't know who is who and why everyone is continuing to fight. But on the other hand, if you do want to have some shits and giggles and popcorn time, you click on the other side, because they be jumping it off. And it just be ping ponging back and back to back to back. And everybody information is out and all of that stuff. Hello, West Coast Honeycomb Hideout. That's a long name. West Coast Honeycomb Hideout. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hill, welcome. Hello, hello. So, Let's get started with the read, y'all. I will be reading from my Kindle to my understanding. I don't think it's 4,000 pages. Beauty is me. I believe that it was 300 or so. Let me check. So then it won't be that long. I can stop. We can talk about it. What do you believe, what you don't believe, and just put a one up, and because I'm watching you guys too. But I'm interested. I'm really interested. As far as we know and what we have learned out here. No, I missed that because I was messing with this goddamn Wi-Fi over here. But I will go back and watch the replay. How long was it, Tanea? Because I was like, oh well, maybe I'll just short over here, but I missed it, and I'm going to go back and check it out on there. I was notified about it. I was notified about it not too long ago on my drive home, but I got down here and I got to digging up and doing this and messing with this Wi-Fi and everything because I wanted everything. I wanted the sound to be okay, so that it wouldn't have the in and outs distortion on it. So, but let's get started. Okay, I'm just gonna jump right into it. This here is by Lizette Martinez, right? She's dedicating this. She dedicated the book to her mother, Rosa Maria Santiago, and her grandmothers, Delila Almeida, Roldan, and Felicia. Felicia. This is Spanish. Ortega Santiago, the ultimate survivors who taught her how to be a warrior. Your strength runs through my blood, she says, as I thank you for Ti amo. Ti amo. So, should not take entirely that long. Plan to get through it. I'm hanging with you guys tonight because I do want to jump into the last motion that was posted up, and I have some things that I just kind of want to highlight. I want to highlight through it, and hopefully that Miss I forgot her name that fast. Miss Bonjean, would be able to address a lot of things that was written up in the answers from Judge Donnelly. As you all know, going through the appellate, there cannot be pretty much too much new information brought into the case when you're going through the appellate. The judges that sits on that panel, once it reaches that level up there, it's usually probably 3, sometimes maybe 5. The work is done by the clerk of courts, most of them, and they kind of send sufficient paperwork, memorandums to these panel of appellate judges to highlight things that they should look into to see if there should be some discrepancies and some things to be acknowledged to allow Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's case to be overturned. Okay, so it's a long process. It's a lot of paperwork. It's another continuance argument for his freedom, so fingers crossed, prayers up, and hopefully everything will go into his favor once they can get this to these appellate judges up there. And that's how the system that I know works, and that's it, and that's all. So yes, we all have to keep that prayer up, though, to now. We really do. So okay, and I will watch it as soon as I get off of here. Work starts for me at 7 in the morning, but I'll be okay. I can go to work and take a nap, so I'm gonna be okay. It's not a long day for me tomorrow. I want to read this. Let's get into it. She does have a disclaimer on her book, so I guess you have to be very careful with trying to copyright it and all of that stuff. Lizette and Keelan, that's the woman name, Keelan, reserves all the rights to this book. yada, yada, yada. It's written by Wild Blue Press, registered at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Offices. She has her ISBN trade numbers also attached to this book. Hello, Shannon. Okay, and of course, the design was also done by Wild Blue Press. Okay, y'all ready? Don't, I mean, it's probably gonna be some scringing. I have not read the book at all, so everything in here, I'm learning it, and as with you guys, and I'll probably be scringing, and you guys can put them ones up, and I'll stop when you think that I stop, so that we can elaborate on whatever it is that you guys want to elaborate on. In her intro, she goes by saying, I'm waiting. She was waiting every day on pins and needles and watching the news, looking up articles, updating the same sites in my laptop browser over and over. She was contacting her lawyer in hopes that she has insight unavailable to the general public, waiting for justice. I didn't know for sure if I would be listed in the indictment as a potential witness. Now, mind you guys that she do call herself Jane Doe number 9. Okay, so surviving Kelly Jane Doe number 9. If you choose to read the book, if you have the Kindle, I'm reading from my Kindle here. It's free. It's free. If you choose and you don't have the Kindle to download it to your Kindle, I believe the book is costing $16.99, but I'm not sure if you can get it with the paid subscription just yet, and shipped to you in the mail. I'm not sure, but I thought I read something like that. Okay, so yeah, she says that she didn't know for sure if she would be listed in the indictment. Now, mind you guys, as they talked, because I wanted to jump to that, she calls herself Jane Doe number 9. In the motion here that was written up to dress, to put her final dressings on the verdict of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. In here, they do list the Jane Does, but I couldn't help but to notice how they did not have, I didn't want to tear this apart because I wanted to read it to you guys, but I got it paper clipped here pretty good. In here, there is no Jane Doe number 9 listed, and I just kind of want to show you guys that. It skips the Jane Doe number 9, right? But she'll tell you in this intro of why she wasn't there. So, unfortunately, it sounds like she was supposed to have been there or been called there or something like that. Maybe she was the one that just didn't have the money to get there, or the one that got the seizure allegedly, or a cold or something, and she just couldn't make it. But her book is Jane Doe number 9. They asked me to be a witness. The FBI did. But you never know. Still, I stand with all the survivors, whether we put on the stand or not, whether we've been able to publicly come out or not. Every time I see these ladies on the stand, I pray hard. The day Geronda took the stand, she bit off all of her. I better read this word for word, because I'll start using second word and I'm talking about her. So I'll read it word for word. Sounds better with the way that I would read it though, but we'll read it word for word. So it says that every time I see these ladies on a stand, I pray hard. The day that Geronda took the stand, I bit off all of my nails and I pulled out some of my hair. Okay. I was so nervous for her. I am watching my sisters as they're labeled groupies or super fans for testifying about things that happened years ago. I'm going to have to keep reading, y'all, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that makes me stop and want to regurgitate some things out. like that part. My rebuttal, I guess I'll have to put a halt to the rebuttal. Still, even now in new relationships with new lives, trying to move on from their pain, there are people still trying to dumb it down into something so ridiculously simple. She was in the uncharged acts that were added in. Okay. And I believe I read that too also in the headlines of the addressing from Judge Donnelly in the from the trial. Nothing I do right now leads to anything more than waiting. I'm on the list. But who knows if I'll go testify. In the meantime, I can't sleep. My anxiety, depression, and insomnia keeps getting worse. I feel physically depleted. Sounds like the last 20 years or so repeating itself. I'm ready to get on that stand if I need to, though, because there should never be the opportunity for another woman to be hurt by this man, Robert Kelly. I am Jane Doe, number 9. Where's Robert? This is we're at the beginning now. Where's Robert? Come on, Lizette. You know he could be anywhere, probably at the studio, obviously to the world. When none of my calls to Robert went through, I had dialed Demetrius again. To my surprise, he finally answered, but he's not giving me anything. Where is he? I repeat, I don't know, hon. He's not answering the phone for me either. Bullshit. Where are you? Lizette, I already said that I don't know where he is. I hate you, both of you. It's taking every ounce of effort to not smash the phone against the wall. I've become one or more scattered pieces of Rob's life to put away in a box of a hotel room for safekeeping while he does whatever he wants without consequences. The food I'd ordered to the room earlier is sitting on the floor, congealing and hardening in the opening air. I had only managed a few bites. The nausea and pain kicked in. Hi, Miss Brown. Forcing me to stop. I set the fork aside for good. These cramps just keep getting worse as more insistent pain bites into my abdomen. I curl up around the phone on the floor. Demetrius, I'm coming to you, I muttered through clenched teeth. What? He's not with me. He's in his own thing right now, dealing with stuff his way. So please, Lizette, you got to understand. I have to understand what? I shout, throwing the Nokia cell phone across the room. It's Rob's anyway. He's paid for it, continues to pay for it, and uses it to check up on everything that I do and who I talk to. Well, now is your chance to check up on me. Any minute now would be fantastic. I roll my knees, push up off the floor in trembling arms, and stagger to the large windows facing out towards the Chicago city streets. Staring out the thick glass window pane of the hotel, I imagine what it would be like to fall through, to step into the air from heartache, disappear from all of this trouble. Would my soul drift into the sky so I could look down one more time in the lights reflecting off of Lake Michigan? What about your unborn baby? Hot tears She was pregnant? Take a sip. Tears crowd my eyes as I press hard against the chill glass, almost wishing it would give in and let me go. I started pacing around the small suite to distract my mind. There's plenty of room to move around. Rob can afford all this, provide all of this, but he's not here now when it's so important. Really, Harlem? Okay. Warmth spreads along my legs, and I glance down at jeans, blotched. I know, right, Shannon? I don't recall anybody but Lisa Van Allen that left and came back with the baby, and I guess. Warmth spreads along my leg, and I glance down at jeans blotch, wet and dark. Shit! Where is he? Dropping to the floor. I'm hunting for the previous throne, Nakia, when the room phone interrupts my search, scrambling. I pulled it down beside me as the cramps doubled me over again. Knees buckled under my forehead, rest against soft carpet. Rob! Hello? This is the front desk calling. We have a message for R. Kelly. Wait, he's not even here. You don't mean a message from R. Kelly? No, sir. Second flying phone of the night. Christ, I call my best friend Michelle on the block of a cell phone. I finally located peeling off the damp pants. I dragged myself to the shower to rinse off the blood. Red swirls down the drain in a sickening spiral. Go back to the hospital, Michelle's voice is frantic and loud in my ear. Now, Lizette, you have to listen to me. He's not here. He can't take me. My head is heavy, hard to hold up. Nobody is here. Not allowed to leave on my own. It's against the rules. My best friend is cursing up a storm, but it's a distant drone. Everything is running together. Words and surroundings drip over each other like fresh paint in the rain. Exactly, Hill. Exactly. Do you know how hysterical a female will get if a situation like that would occur? If there's nobody home, that's an emergency, It's an emergency. It's a woman. It's a female thing. You automatically do that. Hello. Yes, I need help. Especially if she's claiming this situation is occurring. It's weird, right? She says that I can't pick anything apart. Everybody, Tanya, everybody. Hello, APZ, sweetheart. Hello. No idea what she's saying. I can't remember what I was doing. Another spike of pain pulls my knees tight to my chest. Phone forgotten on the cold tiles. How many days has he been gone? I can't remember. The doctor said cramps were normal. So she did talk to a doctor, Hill. She talked to a doctor. She said that the doctor said that the cramps were normal. This should be normal then. No need to worry. It seems like a lot of blood for normal, but the doctor said, the baby would be fine. Even when the unusual cramping, that I just needed rest. See, Lizette? Just rest. It will help. That's what I whispered to myself as my vision turned fuzzy and black creeps at the edges. Rest. Normal. I slipped into darkness. I love these books. I gotta take a sip. Y'all got y'all popcorn? You got your popcorn out there? Yeah, get your popcorn on. If you are now coming into the chat, I welcome you. We over here are taking some time to indulge in Jane Doe number 9 book written by Lizette Martinez. And we just started, so I am now at chapter 1. So, hello, Queen. Hello, Simply. So, hope you ladies decide to stick around for a while and just help us break this book down. Shouldn't be too long, but that's what we're doing. Oh, you said, let's go go to the hospital. I mean, I guess if she says that she spoke to a doctor, you would think that she speaks nothing of an ultrasound. Because normally, the next step to that is, oh, I'm in these cramps and da da da. Then you have your ultrasound. Let's get you to an ultrasound. So, I don't know, but let's begin. I wish I'd have kept that slip of paper. It was his signature move, sending his bodyguard with a note and a number to the young women he had eyes on. Like sending a note to your crush in a 6th grade asking, "Do you like me? Check yes or no." Except Rob's came with a catch. He can help me start a music career. When you're 17 and dreaming of being a professional singer, performing for packed crowds, an opportunity like this feels like a gift that just fell out of the sky. That whole gift part seems pretty ironic now. If you think I told my story for money, ha ha ha, check yourself and start listening up. So far, opening up about my past has only brought me pain, broken relationships, and mistrust in the human race. Get your popcorn, girl. Oh, I've lost my jobs, my friends, been threatened more times than I can count. Called every name in the book, questioned my worth as a human being, came close to giving up on everything altogether, and I found I can still stand. Judge away if you like. Everything was taken away, and I'm still here. At 17, my family moves us down to Miami Beach, and I'm a senior in high school. I'm ready to move on to bigger life things alongside my ride or die, my best friend, Michelle. We get each other. Both of us grew up in poor families where the lack pressure us to hustle, take the lead ourselves, and make our own money by any means. We do things to survive. I'm not always proud of how, but it's the only way to get by. No one else is going to do it for us. She works at the Adventure Mall, so I go there a lot and I wait for her to get off. See what she can snag to resell. Oh, yeah. Okay, a little thief there. Like I said, not always proud, but we need basic clothes that fit, backpacks without holes that can still carry books, something in the pantry that isn't alcohol or raiment. It's a regular afternoon and I'm lingering as usual, chatting with walking around. None of us have money. So it's a future life, window shopping until parents pick us up. That's when I see him. He's wearing sunglasses, indoors, all black athletic gear, and holding up one of those chunky Motorola phones to his ear. The guy walking beside him is maybe 7 feet tall, intimidating as all get out. Also dressed in black. The phone alone stands out. None of us have cell phones. We carry quarters in our pockets for the payphones by the movie theater. I turn to my friend next to me and whisper, "Girl, that's R. Kelly." "What? You crazy. Why would R. Kelly be at the mall?" I just saw him in a concert and I know what he looks like. It's him, I swear. That last part he must have heard because he turns around and looks at us. Well, maybe not us, but he's looking me right in the eyes, a smile breaking across his face. No hesitation whatsoever. Well, he walks right up to me and he puts his arms around me. Zip. Pressing me. I thought that was the other way around. Like when people see R. Kelly, like they all go running to him and they press themselves into him and they be reaching and grabbing to him. But according to her, it was the other way around. R. Kelly walks up to her and grabs her. Up to me and puts his arm around me and pressing me into her. Isn't that something like what relatives do? Hey, come. Some reason my chat was disconnected, you guys. I saw it down there. I don't know why, but let me keep going in a second. I need to fix this. Told y'all it's gonna be juicy. It's getting juicy. I know. I know. Okay. So, let me see where it was. I had to fix that. Time freezes. I can't tell if my body is hot or cold. My limbs feel numb and lifeless, but my face burns with heat. R. Kelly takes a step away and says, "How are you?" How are you? Real smooth, like not always around the area. I'm recording an album here. Oh, I speak out. Okay, well, that's nice. Well, what's your name? Lizette. I go to school close by, and we were just, my mind is blanking, waiting, lame. Lizette, come on. Well, nice meeting you, he says, going in for a second hug. Then he turns and he walks away. We're all at a loss, standing there in a wet silence when the bodyguard turns and walks back. But he passes us. I can hear him in a store to our left, asking for a piece of paper and a pen. Striding back out, he hands me a slip of paper with the phone number and says, R. Kelly would like you to call him. Just me? Singled out. He walks off as I stand there, unmoving like a dumb rock. Is it me, or I think I kind of remember a few of the ladies saying as if he just kept his number. See, it keeps disconnecting, you guys, and I don't know why. I'm reading the book. You went to the Hanukkah bar. I don't know, you guys. Do you guys think that they're doing this because I'm reading a book? I'm sure. Well, he walks off as I stand there, unmoving like a dumb rock. Mouth dropped open, hands still up, fingers accepted the slip. Michelle comes out from an employee area and stares at me, stuck in this position, still as a statue. What are you doing? R. Kelly just gave me his phone number. Okay. Weird, right? I'm not gonna call. Out of the mall and back in reality, I have zero intentions of calling the number on the sales receipt. The black and white scribble taunts me, though. With this tiny silver of hope, everyone around me seems more excited about it than I am. My feelings are conflicted. How often does someone famous just drop their digits to a stranger in a mall? And he's older, quite a bit older. It seems a little odd that a 28-year-old wants to give a kid like me the time of day. Much less the offer of his future. Did they invest in your future? Did little much if I'm being honest. But my family needs help badly. For God's sakes, we're basically living in someone's backyard. So if I became successful, I can finally give my parents the support that they never were able to offer me. Watching my parents struggle my entire life has left this shadow that lurks behind every decision, every push forward, every response to opportunity. Current situation is weird, no doubt, but if it can lift my family out of poverty, I can go with weird. I can do weird. She's been there through everything. She's got my back even when I don't. So we bounce the idea and everything that comes with it back and forth, which means I do everything I can try and back out of the whole, draws all her words out like, she's thinking hard about what to say next. I think you should call him. I think you should call. You really can't sing. And he helped Aaliyah back. And it looks like it helped her a lot. Look where she's at now. That could be you. I have the biggest side possibles as she stares me with this phone saying, Lissy, this can be your big break. You better call him or I'm going to call him for you. Oh. Exactly, Tanya. She knew his age and everything. I was going to rebuttal with that phone call that she made, and I was going to, okay, he had already propositioning her that fast to help with the career. When did they talk about the career part? When did he even know she could sing that? Okay. Lifting the phone from his cradle, she holds it up to my face. Dial tone 3. At least give it a try. Plastic into my hand. I hold my breath at the trill sounding in my ear. Hey. Oh God, I'm about to drop the phone. His voice is smooth as can be, sliding up my arms and settling in my skin, and I'm nervous like a little kid, stammering and all. I don't know what to say. Excuse me, y'all. Well, he even reminded me, I feel dumb. Hey, Kelly? Yeah, it's Lizette. I don't know you remember me. The girl. You just met me at the mall. My words stumble as I try to collect myself. No. There's slow breathing on the other side, but no response so far. You gave me a hug, too, I guess. Well, my breath sucks inward in embarrassment as I wait for any sign of recognition in the loaded silence, hands trembling. Michelle leans closer. It takes a second, and to my relief, his voice finally rumbles into the phone. Oh, yeah, 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 with the pretty eyes. I just met you at the mall. Yeah, I know you. You're a real pretty one. Generic comes to the phone. Head almost touching mine, so at least she's getting a kick out of this. I can't even think of a response, so I say nothing. Michelle turns to give me a look and jerks her head at the phone, but nothing worth saying comes to my brain. He again breaks the awkward silence. Okay, well, we have Sports Authority right now. Can you come? Well, we're gonna go eat pretty soon, so I want you to come and eat with us. Dinner with me, you and the guys, and we could talk about it. Everything. What the fuck? Did he just say that? Immediately, internal reactions is glaring uncertainly. This this cannot. R. Kelly wants to meet me for dinner, not at the studio. Is this a career move too? Or maybe he wants to get to know me first. Get a better idea of my background, my style, how I get along with people. My trailing thoughts are interrupted when Michelle nudges me, to bring me back to earth, head shaking up and down, hard as she mouths, "Go! Say yes!" At my dirty look. She throws a slight eye roll and whisper, "You're not going along, dummy." "Fine," I muttered into the phone. I mean, yes, that sounds good. Well, we're going to get a ride there. We'll go. My friend and I mean, little rambling, but voice is steady. He probably can't tell you're terrified. My friend is coming with me, so he wants to know how far away we are. Maybe 30, 45 minutes. Wow. He still wants to meet? Here we go, I guess. My hand scribbles down the words Sports Authority for no reason, with a shake that almost makes it eligible. And I hang up. A second of silence ensues, followed by both Michelle and I jumping up and down, screaming, "Come on, Michelle! It's dancing down the hall. I'm doing your hair and makeup because we need to look good. And this is it, girl." So she started poking me everywhere, little jabs as I twisted and turned away with a huge grin. "And you better sing." That. She knows me too well, despite singing being the dream and the joy of my life. A shy side is known to take over sometimes when it's just me, solo. She's right though. This is an opportunity I can't afford to lose, since I can never seem to have natural, and it's usually my vibe. So in other words, not dealing with it's my style. So most days it's beach hair, maybe looking a bit raggedy, but whatever. It's got character. Well, she's up for a challenge because she's protective mother hen, and there's no way that girl is going to let me go alone or not looking damn fine for the occasion. Her hands had started fussing with my locks, and the minute the phone clicked back into his cradle, the girl is magic. Once Michelle finished applying my makeup and shoots me a quick reprimand about not touching my face, I pulled on a pair of denim shorts and a tan wedge sandals, propped a brown newsboy cap at just the right angle and finish the outfit off with an open mini vest. You know how to sing too, girl. We shall overcome. While she works on getting herself ready, there's finally time to examine myself in the mirror. Yep, I look good. We ain't rich girls. Our parents can't pay for new clothes, so we steal them from Michelle's work and we sell them to friends. If we didn't, I probably wouldn't even have clothes that still fit. So we also don't have a car, but we have our own ride system set up. Kids at our school, they're wealthy. They're not just driving any old car around, but expensive cars paid for by their parents. My Puerto Rican classmate, Vic, shit, it don't say shit, but okay. See, I'll get into this and be reading. I'm playing different characters, so I got to throw a few words that'll make it sound okay. Popcorn time. Has one of the flyest cars out here. So he seems to have a crush on me. And he's one of the people we call up on the regular when we need those rides. So he's not one-sided. We're all friends. Outside the living room window, Graceport Lane, bit of a downer for our fresh outfits. So we call Vic and we beg him to chauffeur us to the Sports Authority to meet an important guy for dinner. He sounds a little off-put, but agrees anyway. So I guess the rain, I'll come pick you guys up. Vic drives in a Crown Vic. This Crown Victoria is gorgeous. All enhancements. As the car pulls to a stop at the curb out front, our friends Raymond lowers the front passenger's window, waving hello with the still smoking blunt. Kids. You would think kids. She said girls. And you would think that if she has a friend named Vic and Raymond, they pretty much all around the same age, right? Well, here you are. She has friends that smokes blunts. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, y'all. A little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry, Kay, baby. I sent out the smoke signal. So it says here that despite the glamorous exterior, our ride reeks of pot, and I don't smoke. Everyone but me hits the blunt the whole way there. They're probably on number 2 by the time we're halfway there. Worry creeps in on my excitement. What if R. Kelly smells marijuana on me? What would he think? Would he judge me because I'm in high school and my clothes smell rank from drugs? Well, these thoughts and more have my nerves on the brink of snapping. By the time we arrived at our destination, thankfully, the rain over here is just a few scattered drops, circling the parking lot and not seeing anyone waiting outside the store for us. Well, Vic brings the car to a full stop, so I pushed open the door and whoosh, pungent smoke visibly billows out with me. Nice. Mortified. I slammed the door behind me. Why did I even come here? I'm with this guy who smells like a freaking drug dealer. I mean, he might be, and it doesn't matter, but now all of R. Kelly friends will be making assumptions about me, and probably so will he. Still hyped up and uncensored, and same word here, incessantly chattering Michelle slips off the pot-saturated seats. I swing her door shut behind her to keep the rest of the crowd in. So we turn around to face our most exciting life moment yet, which turns out to be staring in wonder at a nearly empty Sports Authority parking lot. A couple of coupons and crumbled receipts drift across the asphalt and stuck to puddles left by the recent downpour. Jesus, I whisper aloud. Well, he wanted me to meet him here. Realization dawns, and I'm not sure whether to feel silly or proud. Of course, we're meeting in the middle of a vacant parking lot, but I'm a kid. If he picked me up from my house, my parents would be involved and neighbors would see. Well, not to mention, directly meeting at the restaurant would make my high school status really obviously when I got dropped off by Vic. So it seems it would even be suspect to me up inside the store. I guess anyone can see, and you never know who's around. Michelle turns to me, eyebrow raised. You know why he wanted to meet you here? Yes. But parking lot? Why not just list across streets? We walk towards a couple of cars with a bunch of guys lingering out about, draped on hoods, leaning out of the passenger doors and standing around, talking, unsure if it's the right crowd. So we kept heading towards the entrance of Sports Authority. Aye, shorty, a voice calls out. I'm over here. In my nervous state, I walk right past him. Oh my God. I didn't even recognize him. Lord, Lizette, really? I flipped to redeem the moment. Hi. I throw in a slight giggle. R. Kelly's walking towards me and my chest feels like bursting with nerves. Vic and Ramon, well, they're still in the parked car, look dubious about the whole scene. They're staring up at us like, you girls straight? Should we actually leave you here? And you mean to tell me that the Vic and Ramon, they're not interested in meeting R. Kelly? Isn't that weird? You said she made this up. I hear nothing but about telling parents where they're going. It was a serial killer and all types of people. But yes, Queen. But like she says, these are two girls, Michelle and Lizette, who was, also into stealing. They're stealing out of the store that Michelle worked in. So they was already considered, bad girls and rough girls. So do you think that the streets that they were bothered by who was lurking in the streets anyway? We didn't need our parents, but they didn't need it. They was doing the damn if you do any damn way, So I just find it curious. Like Ramon and Vic, they didn't want to meet R. Kelly, huh? Yeah, in the alleys, in the parking lot, and all that stuff. They're staring at us like, you girls straight? Should we actually leave you here? They wait in the car looking unsettled for a minute until Michelle waves them off. With two quick nods, they bolt. They did not get flabbergasted about R. Kelly. Did not care who he was, wasn't interested in it, no autographs. The boys just left. Wow. That's a hard one for me to grasp. Like, here you are, and this can be your first and your last time meeting a celebrity, and they was not interested in getting, like, shaking his hand or nothing. Isn't that weird? Okay. Nice to see you again, R. Kelly, I mumbled. Way to be awkward already. It's Robert, or Rob. It's good to see you too. Glad you came. There's a Mercedes-Benz convertible with 12 plate license plate and an older guy sitting in the back. I'm trying to remember the story about 12 plate. I'm going to just stop there for a second. And I believe it was Jen and Lindsay telling the story about how 12 play came about. I can't can't remember it verbatim. They were on the Tasha K Q&A, and I want to guess that it has something to do with the God, is it Aaliyah or somebody? Let me think. And that's how Jen and Lindsay story from the Tasha K Q&A. In case most of you guys don't know, they give their rebuttal about how the 12 play came about off of, I think, a situation or something with one of the young ladies or something that they were that they had met, or it's something like that. I got to go back and revisit that one, but yeah, that's where I had learned about the 12 pay on the Q&A. So I have to go back and revisit that, but it just jogged my memory kind of on it. It's like, wait, Jen and Lindsay talked about that 12 play thing back on Tasha K. So Rob motioned for me to get in the front while Michelle scooches into the back next to someone introduced as Rob's cousin, Mac, who is clearly thrilled about his new seatmate, glancing in the rearview mirror. Can I ask the chat a question before I move on? Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is out, according to her. Made plans to meet with Lizette, according to her. Out at the, where do they meet at here? Parking lot. At the parking lot, right? Sports Authority. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is out at the Sports Authority. Is it usual or unusual for a celebrity to only be with one security person? We're talking about a celebrity, and here she only mentions of a Rob's cousin named Mac. I can't imagine that. I really just can't imagine that. Not even going into the mall when he's with out doing things, right? I can only imagine a celebrity being out with at least about maybe 4 or 5, 6 the most, with protection around him. I just can't fathom that, to believe that there's just one guy and he's going out into a settings by a sports authority by himself with just one person. That's hard for me to digest. I just don't see that. Who is clearly thrilled about his new seatmate. Glancing in the rearview mirror, I can just barely see Michelle's stony face recoil as Mac murmurs softly to her and settles his chain around her neck. Okay. Tweaking it straight at her collarbone. I almost laughed as she shakes her head and hands it back. Turning forward in my seat again, my mouth falls open. There's a TV screen in the car. I never seen anything like it before. But her friends from her expensive school that she goes to all drive bad ass cars, according to her. said, and not one of them have a TV in. You give me that Crown Victoria. Notice that Crown Victoria, and the guy name is Vic. Imagine the similarity with that. I don't know how many of you guys caught that, but this is Vic that picked her and Michelle up in the Crown Victoria. Did not have a TV in it. No, didn't have a TV. I'm just saying, Kay, don't shoot the reader. I'm just saying, it's just a coincidence that he was driving a Crown Victoria, and his name is Vic. Okay? Without a TV screen in it. You say, hold up. He was born in 67 and she was born in 71. What? I don't know, Queen. But she was a girl. Yeah, in high school. That's what she said. You know, this girl. Yeah. So, she goes by, she says, there's a TV screen in the car. She had anything like it before. Well, my dad drives a Nova. When I start fiddling my hand along the underside of the seat to angle it up more, Rob stops me. Oh, no, darling. Called her darling. On the first date. That's what she said. Darling. There's a button. I flushed and looked for said button. He's trying to lean across me to point. You gotta, yeah, push the button. Oh, okay. The flush in my face glows warmer. What am I doing here? As we get out on the main thoroughfare. Rob starts playing his own songs on the sound system. Says he's working on a new one called You Remind Me of My Jeep. His eyes hardly ever hit the road. Instead, they focused on me, and he sings, You remind me of my Jeep. I can't think of what it is. The constant turning away from traffic and closing his eyes to sing is flattering, but also worrying. It's something about your love voice that's got me going crazy. Leaving fear behind, all I can think in that moment is that this is really nice. We pulled into the parking lot for my first flashy meal out with the famous R. Kelly at Outback Steakhouse. Like anyone with authority who doesn't like being bothered with the small things, Rob sends his people inside. Now there's people, but she only mentioned of Mac that was in the back seat with Michelle. But now I guess. Rob sends his people inside ahead of us to find a table that fits everyone as we wait. He continues singing, bobbing around me, showing off. So when we were waved through the door to go take our seats, several friends from school are working the front of several friends from school are working the front of house and look shocked to see Michelle and I. They were shocked to see them. They should have been shocked to see R. Kelly. He was the... Let's go. One of the girls brushes alongside me to whisper, what are you doing here with him? Mind your business, she replies with a shrug. I would have been like, okay, hanging out. I'm kicking with R. Kelly. What you mean? Get my seat, snap. Hey, we're kicking it with R. Kelly. Like, she told the girl to mind her business. She replies with a shrug and keeps moving. I focus on keeping my cool, unaffected persona even as I slid into the booth. Rob slides right in beside me, his knee touching mine. Michelle, she's on the other side with Mac. and a man introduced as Barry Hankerson, Rob's manager. Oh, well, okay. So Rob leans in. So you're a singer? Yeah, I'm a singer. I'm 17 and I'm finishing up my high school this year. The small talk about ourselves is dry and quick. So every once in a while, I throw a glance at Michelle, who is clearly thwarting Mac's advances with eye rolls and a stoic expression. Rob leans into his elbow toward the table center to include her in our conversation. So, what female artists do you guys really like? Michelle darts her eyes to mine as I dragged out, well, Mariah. A brief surprise flashes across his face, but it's gone immediately. I already know he was expecting me to say Aaliyah. Yeah, okay, and she can read his mind. Yep, she just met him and she can read his mind. I recently heard rumors claiming that they were together, and it felt wrong to be bringing it up before he had a chance to really introduce himself. So it's still only rumors and talk, as far as I know, which is pretty much nothing. I do love Aaliyah as only a true fan is capable, but I do not want to bring up anything controversial right now. Yeah, I'll keep going. I love me some Mariah Carey. A beat of silence, and then Rob breaks into a short laugh. Like, okay, yeah. Well, people around the table participate with slight nods and half smiles until, but dear, well, hold on, Michelle opens her mouth, and suddenly everyone at the table has somewhere to look other than in our direction. Repressing the urge to crawl beneath the table and die of shame on this first meeting out. I keep my hands clasped between my knees and shoot her a hard look. Or all things? Fair questions to be sure, but right now, we're brand new to this group. They're in the group now. Hi, Reba. Instead of acting angry, how are you, Reba? How you doing? How you doing? Well, Rob breaks into a smile that somehow smooths over the entire rift. Don't believe everything you read. You know, he's so calm and unworried that it's hard to believe that the marriage whispers could be true. If anyone knew, it would be this man right here. So he points at his manager. This here is Barry Hankerson. Aaliyah is his niece. Michelle is temporarily stunned into silence. The tension starts to dissolve as we go around and order food, and Rob slides his hand onto my thigh underneath the table. Rubbing his hand over my leg, a cold tickle snakes down my back. I can't tell if it's excitement, unease, or something else entirely. Yeah, we want to hear you sing. I'm broken out of my fog of discomfort by Rob's voice, so everyone at the table is staring at me. I'm uncertain now if this is a dream or a nightmare. Mm. We're going into chapter 2, y'all. Chapter 2. What y'all think about the first chapter? What do y'all think? What do you think about how she allegedly says that they met and things like that? What do you guys think? Is it 10 and turning up for chaos? Yes, ma'am. Yes, right? Crazy. Yeah. Mm. Well, at least according to her, know that she wasn't there with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly alone. Not at all. There's Barry Hankerson, according to her, had showed up. So she's lying. Let's go on to chapter 2. Thank you, Miss Brown. Thank you, Miss Brown. Chapter 2 says, "Oh, I'm good. Yeah, that sounds fun. We should do that soon." Totally, is my lame response at the prospect of going to a professional a studio with a known music artist. Tara does that to you. Great. Well, we'll head to the studio after we eat. Girl, she better hope to. Girl, I'm reading off. That's Shannon. Shannon, honey, she better. Because Miss Juliet is at all these wenches' throat, honey, messing with her freaking being. Hello, Sheila. Hello. So, Michelle, my whisper is harsh and breathy in her ear as we all start getting up from dinner. What? I can't. I can't go to the studio. I'll be right there. This is what you've been waiting for all this time. Let him hear you. Does turning 18 somehow give you this new confidence? Michelle isn't much older than me, but she seems so calm and collected, like she's in control and has everybody in check. So I hope this magically happens to me when I officially become an adult. She covered it up. Our group starts sliding out of the seats and pushing back chairs, claiming coats and stuffing away wallets and pulling purses over shoulders. Suddenly, everyone else in the restaurant notices R. Kelly. They didn't notice him on the way in. Oh my God! Do you see who that is? Look! The voices come from all directions. Untrained in the art of being around celebrities in the public, my eyes are darting towards each sound, taking in the chaotic shift in the atmosphere as fans start shuffling closer to see. But people stands up, fishing for cameras and making loud comments. Don't look at them. Rob hand guides me away with the rest of the group, then drops. Just keep going. Keep your head down. Let's go. The second we're outside, the guys all bust out laughing and race into the parking lot. Confused, I jogged after them, but only figured out once we're flinging open the car doors. No one paid. Nobody paid the bill. You saw that, I just had to address a few things, but her and I are going to be okay. I'm going to, stay over here and she can continue to be wifey. You said, why Beauty is me, ask me all these questions. What she asked you? Oh, she just wanted to know if you were still in Thailand. I think you said on the last visit that you were just gonna stay, that you were gonna live there. So maybe she didn't see it, Jason. That's all. She's just asking you how you and your girlfriend were doing in Thailand. That's it. Nobody paid this bill, y'all. But retaking our spots in the car, Rob turns up his own stuff again for the second ride. So we're headed to the Hit Factory Criteria Studios. And I can hardly breathe because I'm so excited. So anyone knows about the Hit Factory and has recorded there. She doesn't have a wiggle. I'm not sure if does Lizette has a Wikipedia. I'm not sure. I know I looked at quite a few of them, but I'm not sure about hers. I don't think I ever pulled it up. I did recently pull up Wikipedia for What's that girl name? Azrael. Because I was curious, like, okay, she's made the coochie cream and the nut scrubber and the calm cut cups and the thigh shrinkers and the moisturizer for the implanted breasts. So I was curious, like, okay, well, what could her income possibly be now? And they had her estimated, I think, somewhere close to, was it 650,000, I think, is what they listed her on their queen, talking about as a real her income, right? I was curious, right? And I was like, dang, I'm about to pop me some damn coochie cream and thigh stretcher and breast firmer and shit. 650,000 after the breakup from a man. Shit, I'm finna build me a whole goddamn FDA one papoose approved coochie hot cream, and y'all better buy it. No, this book is copyright. I don't send nothing to no courts, baby. They got a lot of people out here get paid way more money than I do. And if they need this, they gonna do their own damn job. I ain't doing no job for nobody. That is out of my pay scale, baby. So I don't know. Yeah, but I looked her up though, Queen. I was curious about her money. I ain't lying. That girl had a Oh, but you seen it? She had the whole workout stretch things going on, and next thing she popped on and what's his name? Malaysia's conspiracy pops out here, and she got some coochie crop pink cream and shit going on, and some anti-itch something, and some girl. I was over here like, Lord, this woman doing. And then she was hiring, Queen. She was hiring. And I was like, dang, I was trying to get Beauty as Me to apply for the position so she could get on the inside and so she could get on the inside and tell us what's really going on about. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. I'm serious. I was like, Beauty, get over there and apply for the Coochie Cream position on the Azrael production. LLC. I need you on the inside, girl. Walking inside is a dream come true. I've never been in a place like this, never seen anything like it. Impressed would be an understatement, more like elated, but terrified. This is where I wanted to be. Studios line the halls as though they stretch out forward. Nice ones, so nice that I'm afraid to touch the door frames, much less go inside and fiddle with the equipment. Gold and platinum albums hanging rows along the walls. Right away, Mac is leading my best friend past the doorway where Rob gestures for me to come with him into the recording studio. So he grinds at me, come in here. I'm going to play you some piano. Michelle looks pissed, but she's clearly not included in the invitation. With Mac's arm around her neck. No, who the hell's Mac? Who is Mac? It wasn't FDA. It was not. No, I'm not sending no book over there to nowhere. Jason, we in our own lane over here. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on across the street, Jason, and sometimes you can't step across the street. You got to stay in your own lane. But let's move on, because I need to know who this back. Okay, sure. She said, well, Mac's arm around her shoulder, she calls back. Okay, well, sure. I'll be in the next room over there, but he's already guiding her away with the rest of the crew, trying to fit his chain over her again as they walk to a separate chill out room where there's a TV, some games, and other things to pass. To pass the time, I follow Rob alone into the recording studio, and I'm so nervous. It's magnificent. Once you walk through the control room with so many electronics, it looks like something out of a futuristic film. There's the live room, which is spacious and bright, and an elegant piano rests in the corner. Microphones are scattered throughout the space, and beautiful wood hangs on the walls for acoustic purposes. My face must be so fucking red. I'm glad I can't see myself, because in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, like, what time is it? But if I'm not home by 9, there's hell to pay. But there's no way. I'm leaving here now. Rob eased himself in front of the piano. He looks at me, and then the empty space besides him. So I let my trembling legs lower me onto the bench within inches of where he sits with the flourish. He dives straight into his own song. I've heard rumors, about his talent, but they didn't prepare me for this. So his natural musicality is incredible. The movement in his work is strong, and in my head, I'm freaking out. Like he's everything. It's impossible to not just sit and stare. I'm shifting back and forth between taking in his hands on keys and the emotions on his face. So we've been in a room for about 45 minutes. Me, dazed and a fangirl. And when he casually brushes his hand over my legs for the second time, I panicked. So I pushed it away. I'm refocusing on the piano. So he starts playing a Boys to Men song. And he asked me to sing for him. And it's, oh my God. Well, I don't sing for just anyone at any time, because, it's too nerve-wracking when I don't have the stage and the lights and the other girls supporting me, and my throat goes dry. But when my mouth drops open and no sounds come out, R. Kelly, he dips his head and he starts kissing me hard. So I don't move. My body is frozen and his mouth presses roughly against my lips. And suddenly his tongue is in my mouth. But no one has ever kissed me like this. This is new. When it's clear, I'm not kissing back, but he pulls away and he returns to his music, getting nervous. It'll happen again. So I take a deep breath and begin to sing with him, nodding along. A smile breaks out and his hands slide off the key to rest, on his knees as he tells me I've got stuff going for me, so we should write music together, to get tracks going soon. Hello, Rita. Well, I had fun with you, Zed. I like to kick it with you, Excitement bursts in my chest as my heart starts pounding at the thought, and I know he can see it in my eyes. So he can also tell that I'm antsy and keep checking the clock behind his head. And terror of breaking the curfew with my mother is real. I'm so sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I rush to explain. I have a curfew, so I actually have to get home soon. No worries. I'm usually up all night, working on my music, if you ever want to stay. All night? Rock grinds, night owl. Best work happens at night. So my workday's just starting. He fiddles with the keys before turning back to me again. I want you to come back tomorrow. What? Do you have a swimsuit? Once again, what? Yes. Do you know how to swim? Yeah. Well, why? Do you know how to swim? No. Well, you can teach me. Oh, God. First, I'm invited to the studio, and now I'm headed to the pool with him. Well, Rob walks me out front, where Michelle continues to reject his cousin Matt. The man is all over her with the attention. He's grinding with these widespread teeth, and she's turning away slightly, putting an elbow or rolling her eyes at every little attempt. Rob picks up a basketball and starts shooting it as he breaks out into his own rendition of Black Streets. Before I let you go. Stealing a few glances in my direction to see if I'm watching this time, I roll my eyes. Harlem of Beauty, can you kind of keep reminding the people what I am reading over here? Because Rita had asked what it is that I'm reading, and I want to kind of keep going for a second here. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies. So this time, I roll my eyes. Such a player. Really, though, inside, I'm smiling so hard, and I want to hold on to this moment. Lingering outside, night rolls in with Rob singing to me loud and clear until he stops and turns to his bodyguard, Big John. I'm not sending no book to court. Oh, really, Shannon? You said Big Daddy Pappy slept with her? Oh, we gotta get to chapter 3. We're gonna take about a 5-minute break, y'all, because I got to get a refill. Oh, Lord, I got to get up early. 6 o'clock. Okay, take them home. That's what he was telling his bodyguard, Big John. Take him home, and he does. So, back in our own neighborhood, Michelle and I thank the driver and whisk ourselves off the slick leather seats. And oh, why am I giving this? I guess I hit that. Okay. And I thank the driver and whisk ourselves off the slick leather seats and into her house with the final wave, beelining to her bedroom. We squeezed the door shut behind us and looked at each other. Then we started screaming. Oh my God! What the hell is going on? I don't know. I don't know. Also, where were you? What happened? She asked me. Beneath Michelle's elations, there's a spark of panic and worry in her eyes. So they took me to this other room to just hang out, and I kept asking over and over, "Where's Lizette?" I wanted to see my friend, and they just kept saying, "Whatever, leave her alone." You're like, "She's with Rob, leave her alone." So she shrugs uncomfortably. It felt like they were trying to keep us separated. I tell her what happened on the piano bench. Ugh, I don't know, Lizzie. I know it's a great opportunity for you, but he's kind of like he's creepy. Yeah, I know. I consider this for a second, but hanging out with him it's kind of like hanging out with our friends from school. He's kind of a creep. I mean, it's creepy acting like one of the kids, but then you relate to him, for it. So I forget he's older, when I'm with him, and it feels like it's from the heart. He's basically, is a kid, like talking all young and everything, almost like he didn't grow up. Michelle's mouth twisted into a frown, but she says nothing. She just looks at me for a long time. I don't know. I don't know if that's about Rachel. Rachel Ward. Was that the last name, Rita? Is that Rachel Ward? I don't know. We're at chapter 3, you guys. We're going. If you guys gonna hang, you hang. If you think that my moderators will let me know if it's they'll thumb me up, or they'll let me know. Hey, Let's continue tomorrow night because I will be back tomorrow night. If I don't get through this, it's up to the moderators of how long that we're going to go. I would like to finish it. But I don't think we're gonna finish this because I'm correct, Harlem. This says we're at 291 of 4,024. I was right, Harlem. I was right. 4,024. So let's pick a chapter. What do you think we should stop at? It's E32, Beauty. What do you think we should stop at, Harlem? It says 4,000. I'm serious. I'm dead. Fuck. Wait, where's the camera? What does that say? What does it say? Can you say 4,000? It's going to take us. Now, we might be able to get it done by tomorrow night if I come on about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But we ain't getting 4,000 in tonight. I have to get up at 6 o'clock. I have to get up at 6, y'all. Oh. We're past 100. We're at 291. I'm gonna keep going, Jason. Let's agree to a cutoff chapter. Yes, simply. And I think that we need to get through this. This will be fun. Because the deeper we get into it, it's going to be even more. You'll probably have to have 2 bags of popcorn through this one here. I really was curious, you guys. I'm so curious. I'm not going to go back and indulge in the other readings by the other ladies. I don't care. But I thought it would be something fun and something different to do. So I'm not sleepy yet. I'm not sleepy. I'm definitely not sleepy, but I'm definitely going on my weekends, through the week, no. You said I should have stopped at chapter 1. Come on, give me a chapter. Let's agree to a chapter. I'm at chapter 3. Somebody put a chapter in there on when we should stop, and we'll conclude the rest tomorrow. How about that? We'll continue the rest tomorrow. Come on, give me a chapter. I'll wait. Give me a chapter. Because we're in chapter 3. And I like laughing at this. Laughing at this stuff. So, and also tomorrow night, like I say, I know I'm not going to get into the other, chapter 6. Everybody agree with chapter 6? We stop at chapter 6. Put the thumbs up in the chat room. We're stopping at chapter 6. Shannon says 5. 5 or 6. We'll go to chapter 6. Rita said 4. Let's go to 6 and we'll pick up tomorrow. And I hope that you guys come back and enjoy the reading tomorrow. You want to know more? I got mine too. I'm about to go refill. Let's take a commercial break. Let's go and get your wine and all of that stuff. It's like a pre-papoose night because I have Shannon and Jason in here. And those are gentlemen, so ladies and gents night for the reading. So 6 it is. We're going to 6. See y'all back. Give me about 5 minutes. Go use the bathroom, repop y'all some popcorn. I gotta go refill. I need one more glass so I can sleep. Look at Jason. Jason, can't you agree with the ladies? Come on now. Come on, Jason. Stay on board. Agree with the ladies. I'm not sleepy. Girl. I'm up. I want to hang out for a little while. All right, let's take a break. Break time. Commercial time. If you have not subscribed to the One Papoose channel, we are now on the One Pap channel. Please take time and head over to the One Papoose channel and continue to give me your subscription over there. Don't forget to head over to the About page where you will find a whole bunch of goodies, including the One Papoose hoodie that will keep you soft and warm for the winter that is coming up. And I love to see all of you guys indulging in hot and old thermal that I do have on my shop and go One Papoose grind out there. And I have to get the link back up here so that my moderators can be copying it and dropping it inside of the link for people to go and visit as well. I will be back. Okay, PDQ. We'll see what it looks like when we get to 4. I can't spend another second with my brain. Gotta get up and get out, but there's a problem. Every time I go outside, I see your face. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side. All day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright. We gon' work it out. No way, no way, no way. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone. So amazing, it's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone. So amazing. Where you at? Where'd you go, babe? Can't you see that I need company? I'm losing it, losing my way. Only get through when it's you plus me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Honestly, can't you just call me? Where you at? Where'd you go, babe? Let me fix my mistakes. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side. All day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright. We gon' work it out. No way, no way, no way. Yeah.
spite of my trauma. Give me what I need instead of the drama. Cause when it pop off, it's like, oh my, all good all day, but the night we be going so hard on the flip side. So tell me we'll be on a date, babe. I could keep that same energy. When you go low, I go low too. But you'd rather stay high, I know you. Can we stay happy?
You got some stuff on there for me.
Trying to control our emotions.
What kind of stuff you want? What kind of stuff do you want? What you want? What do you want, Shannon? What do you want? Look at Ted. Hush. Come here. I woke him up, y'all. He's woke. Ted's woke. You say hi. Can you say hi? They're not gonna say hi. I woke him up. He's up. He went out to pee because 12 o'clock is usually his potty time. He's got to go out. Yeah, he's ready to. He want me to go to bed because Ted act like he goes to work. Okay, so he gets his best. Oh, Taylor May's here. Hi, Taylor May. So yeah, he's get his best sleep once I lay down. But it's close to 12, so I got him out and we're good. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's move on. Chapter 3, we agreed that we're going to do, okay, I will. Let's do chapter 5 and then we'll come back. But Shannon wants me to get some of that music on here for men. He wants some music for the men, so we got to find some. Okay, let me go. Will you come on the panel and polish off the rest of a fairy tale? Nobody wants to sit up here. Nobody sits with me. Y'all say nap time for Jason. Jason hanging out with me. He always hangs out. Tell a lies. Okay, I think I got them all. There are cups, t-shirts and hoodies. Yep, post link up. Support the channel, you guys. I normally don't ask, but I think it's time for me to start pushing the channel a little bit harder, a little bit better, some more entertaining, getting a different and more interest people over here to vibe on the One Pap channel. So you guys as well support, help push the channel out there. Change is good, and you can make that change with good people behind you too. So and I need that, and I would like that. You know what I'm saying? I would truly appreciate that coming from especially from the normal, the regulars that do come over. Help continue to boost Papoose channel up there and out there. I know if I can attempt to try to change, you guys can also help the channel change as well. And I appreciate that. I woke Teddy up. Reba, I did. He had to get out. His last pee-pee time is midnight. So thank you guys. Thanks. Let's continue. Should we continue to have fun with the Jane Doe number 9, Lizette Martinez. That's the book that I'm reading over here. I haven't read any of the other books out there. Kind of wasn't interested in them, but now that it's kind of coming to an end, I really want to see what exactly it is that these ladies have to tell the world, as opposed to, you usually will have a lot of victims, alleged victims, whatever they're calling themselves. Some go into hiding, some to the doctor, to therapy and everything, and they have chosen to write their words in a book. If there was books that I can pull up and see that they were just free for people to indulge themselves in, to grasp hold of their narrative, their allegations toward Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and it didn't have a price tag behind it, then I can freely say that, well, okay, they want to push their side of the, as she says, the tell lies, and whichever way you thinking about their narrative. Me, I do support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly and the unjust of what he has to endure pertaining to the government and things. Do I find a lot of discrepancies in the stories of the new people that has circumvented themselves around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly after the 2008 trial to be very far-fetched? I do. So I have my own personal reasons, and some of them are not personal because I share them a lot, of why I believe Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly should have received a not guilty verdict in this lifespan. The 2000, what they started, 2015, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't see much after everything that I pretty much have read, including all of the text messages, which was presented in some of the exhibits and things. Haven't heard any of the audio tapes that the prosecution claims that they had against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, where they indicated that the arguments and everything was found to be abusive. However, I still have not completely read the whole 405 I guess laws or whatever, of what they would indicate what falls under abuse. I have not clearly read the whole, because it's pretty big. It's pretty big. But in our in our time, in our days where we are now, as opposed to the 1900s or things like that, where you wouldn't think that because someone says that I don't want you to go out is a formal of abuse. You wouldn't think that someone saying, because I didn't pick up my phone and you could not reach me, is a sign of abuse. So I'm really having a hard time wrapping my head around how the prosecution team has defined abuse. I don't know. To me, it was just a form of communication that can be miscommunicated, or it's communication. You didn't like the level of my voice, or you didn't like because I said, we're not eating at 8, we're going to have dinner at 6, and you don't agree with that. And if that makes it abuse, somewhere I'm truly confused with the law. Who made these up? And as far as I do know, with being the age that I am and having relationships and things, I just could not align that with the abuse. I pretty much can align it with communication. There was some communication that was just gone wrong. And as far as finding Mr. Kelly guilty with those many counts against him was absurd, because of a man making a choice to want to have communication, or the presence of more than one female around, whether it's for them to listen to his song, or watch him play basketball, or there's the big party in the house or things like that, it just doesn't align with me to charge him with some type of this abuse that they have charged him with, so, or this racketeering where, you want to go see your man and you arrive there, and because you had to sit there due to the fact that he may have been, in a meeting or in a concert, we're talking about a celebrity that just was not there at their begging call when they wanted him to be there by time, by day or night. Then you're angry at him. And us women, if you ain't getting that phone call, what do we assume? Oh, he must be with another woman, or jerking off, or whatever the case may be, which will cause us to become bitter and cause an argumentative relationship when your guy comes home. We do that type of stuff. So that's pretty much what I got, somewhere close to an idea of what had went on inside of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's world, with having so many demonized people around him that did not like the way he had chosen to have his life. There's another part in here that I really do want to talk about, and that's that Judge Donnelly admitting and having some non-admissible evidence or disclosure coming into the courtroom regarding the parents. That's, different story, but let's say that for tomorrow night. Let's go. Chapter 3. Well, once I'm home from dinner and the studio, I can't sleep. We were dropped off at Michelle's because I don't want my mom to see no man dropping me off. Mom and I, we're already getting into it a lot. So my parents' financial situation, it seemed to be deteriorating, and all the time. So we live in a little studio in the back of a house that belongs to a grumpy, elderly woman named Gladys. I know families have issues even when they close doors and breathe in their own space, but we have one room and there is no space. And my stepdad, mom, and brother and I all trying to live life while crammed in this tiny area where we're practically stepping on each other's toes, just going to the fridge. And so to make life even harder, mom is going through the change. Everything bothers her. So I tell her almost nothing about my life. And this is why when I get home and my mom asks what we ended up doing, I brush it off. So I tell her, well, we went to the mall. And I ain't lying. After all, the sole phone for the entire property is inside Gladys' house. So we can't take calls without a timely heads up and permission. So Gladys, she owns the phone, and this was made absolutely clear early on. So if a friend, a cousin, a policeman, or whoever calls, you still have to go through the lady of the house. So she would always irately yell into the receiver, "Who is this?" It's a great way to strike the fear of God and people and dissuade them from ever calling back. Anyway, he calls. Rob called, asking for me. How he has my number is a mystery to me. Did Michelle, mom, give it to him? Probably didn't even realize it wasn't someone that she knew. So my mom is always drunk. Michelle, mom, is always drunk. They've been drunk for 50 years. Not their fault, though, at all. Both suffered abusive childhoods at the hands of raging alcoholics. Nah, none of us are blaming them. They got their own trauma to deal with, and their own ghosts and their own lingering emotions, walls, and nightmares. I don't get along with my mom, but I feel for her.
Every time I hear a story about her past, I want to hug her, but I know after everything that happened, she just wants to be left alone. The oldest of 10, she took care of other kids and took the brunt of residual anger from her father while handling the household. That kind of shit ruins something inside you, creates a cycle. Cycles are nearly impossible to stop because, we all learn from each other. Well, anyways, the only reason that I know Rob called is because the day after he calls, Gladys bumbles over the shared studio to tell my mom, "Were you aware that there's a man calling for your daughter?" Oh, shit. Life is turning on me real fast. So my first instinct is to run and not stop until I get to another state or maybe another country, like Canada. I can't get used to the cold. Mom hands automatically flies to her hip. Well, who is it? Lizzie. My mom may be drunk, but she sure isn't stupid. She can smell a snake a mile away. No idea. Gladys' creaky voice jumps again. Yeah. He wouldn't give his name, but you can't get phone calls here. And the evil eye she gives me could scare an angel up in heaven all the way from here. I can't believe my life's so embarrassing. R. Kelly, the R. Kelly. He calls and is told by my snappy old woman that I'm not even related to that I can't answer the phone here because we live in a backyard without a phone line. It stings deep because it's more than that. It shows what kind of life I have. I can't have friends over. I can't be myself. I can't even have someone try to contact me. I'm sure Gladys got deep joy out of telling him off. She seems pretty pleased with herself right now.
You don't understand, she explained. She complained. He called and then he sent someone to my house asking about you and all. I told him your parents are stupid strict, and if he wants to work with you, he needs to talk to them. She lifted her hands in frustration. So he was using that info to actually make things right and get this career going for real. Look, talk to your mom so the stuff can get started already. My mom wasn't even the big deal. Gladys wasn't warned, and he called her place, and I got in trouble. So now my parents are asking who the mystery guy is that's calling for me. Him not leaving any details with Gladys came across a little shady, so he definitely did not try to stop by and meet my parents. Just call him back. Well, he said he really wants to bring you to the studio again. Really? The tension in my chest melts away at the thought of him going back, so I called Rob that afternoon. But it doesn't start out quite as nice as I intended. Hello? His voice flows low. I got to do that over. Hello? Is that better? His voice flows low and confident through the phone. Man, you can't just call my house like that unless you want, to talk to my parents. Everything goes through them and Gladys, the crazy lady who owns the house. Other than a slight buzz coming over the line, there's only silence, a low cough. I don't really talk to parents. Parents don't usually like me. My turn for uneasy silence. He keeps going, though. There's still the pool here at the house if you can come by. The one I mentioned before, if you want to. We could work on writing some music while you're here and then head to the studio. Releasing a deep breath, I spiral the phone cord around my finger. Is this a good idea? Well, does it matter? I give in. I don't have my own car, so where exactly is this house? Like, it's hard to get to because I can ask a friend to take me, but then I'm not going to ask them to leave.
exasperation echoes heavenly in his voice. I'm not really okay with that. You know, I can already tell your friends talk too much, and I'm a private person. I don't need or want all my business out there for everyone. Guess I'll figure out how to go along. Well, since it's my business too, at least I can tell my girl Michelle. Can't just be going along to Guy's house with no one knowing. Plus, I've known him what, like 5 days or something, or maybe less. So, where's his house? She eyes me hard as I try to act casual with a sigh. So she starts rummaging in her stuff, pulling out paper and a stubby pencil. You got to give me the address and a pause for emphasis, of course. You got to call me when you get there. A deal. I nod. How you getting there? So suspicious all the time. They're coming to get me. They. It's like being interrogated, but instead of more demands, she nudges my shoulders. Okay. Well, just remember that you're calling me, and be safe. Well, Big John picks me up on the corner outside my high school, and we drive to the place by the Miami Beach on Chase Avenue and 41st Street. The house isn't extravagant like I expected, but it's pretty, with an art decoy vibe and a large pool in the back. As I'm walking up, a stubby pug. Time out, you guys. I just remembered 12 play. I talked about that over in chapter 2. And I remembered Jen and Lindsay speaking about the 12 play. To my understanding, 12 play was, according to Jen and Lindsay, it came about, it was named after a dog. I'm still trying to remember the story. It's after a dog. Somebody got a dog or something, and I think it might have been Lisa Van Allen, I think. Can't be sure, don't quote me on that. That had a dog. She ended up with a dog or whatever. They named the dog 12 player or something. This is according to Lynn and Jen's story that was on Natasha K. And that's how the 12 play title came for that album, after the dog. I kid y'all not. I was shocked because I always go back and listen to a lot older videos, right? And I was like, what? I know that, right? But anywho, let's move on. And what the hell does that have to do with R. Kelly? Right. Moving on. I just had thought of that. Kept saying that 12 play is going to come to me in a minute. So I'm waking up. A stubby pug charges out to meet me, but ends up contentedly licking my knees. Oh, he has a dog too. Yes, that's my self-reassurance. He's a solid person, grasping at straws, but it's something. Walking inside the house, Blackie waves hello and shuffles over to greet me while the pug chases my ankle. 12 play. He directs this at the dog. Be nice, Kay. 12 play scrambles around my feet as Rob's bodyguard wanders back in to grab a drink from the fridge. And no time at all. It's just Rob and I out back. The other two, they choose to lounge in the cool water. Feels incredible. Right now, to swim back and forth, stretching myself out in the sunshine, paddling to the edge, my elbows dig into the bricks as I hoist myself up to shout at Rob. I thought you wanted to learn how to swim, I called out. But he's still sitting on the pool deck, relaxing in a chair without swim trunks or anything. He's just watching. He's not even remotely attempting to get ready for swimming. Nah, I like to watch. A cheeky smile spreads across, his face. I'll just watch you. He winks and relaxes into the lounging position again. We spend the afternoon by the pool as evening starts to settle in. So Rob jumps up and stretching his shoulders and shaking out his arms. I gotta go to the studio. I got work to do. Man, I got to go home. I thought we were heading to the studio tomorrow to start writing things. Well, I told you, I work best at night. I can't change that. Settling onto the lounge chair next to me. He bumps my knees playfully with his. We'll talk about it, Zach. Whatever works, we'll do it. You're going to be big, promise. Well, it's hard to not believe him because he seems so chipper about it. So this night's studio thing is kind of a downer since I'm only 17 and I have an early curfew for school. I want to be at the studio with him, and it's the whole point. I can hardly hide my disappointment as I dip on my head and fasten my sandals. It seems like something always stands in the way of my vocal career. Well, I guess I have to put my trust in him and that he'll continue. Chapter 4. I shall sleep well for about 5 hours before I have to leave out. Y'all good? Are y'all good in the chat? Make sure you guys are up. The link is up, you guys. I'm going to pin it at the top. Shout out to Beauty. We're going to keep pinning and posting that in the chat room too, you guys. But just making sure you guys are still with me. You guys are still with me. Everybody's still up? Everybody's still up? I'll wait. Okay. Simply still there. We're good. We're good. All right. Thank you, Jason. I know, Reba. Woo, chat. I think we're going to have to add 2 woos to that when we get deeper into the chapters, girl. Woo, woo, chat. Woo, woo. Okay. Well, let's go. We're on 4. We're going to stop at chapter. We're going to finish through chapter 5. So we'll stop going, and as we go into chapter 6, then we'll stop. And then I'll pick it back up tomorrow because I want to read this. So, chapter 4. My first attempt at being a recording artist started out promising and then crumbled away into fine dust. I was singing in a group with 2 other young women who were both incredible, and I felt lucky to be included. The wind sent my parents on an all-expense-paid vacation in Bahamas, but it also meant someone noticed I could sing and put me in touch with the manager who came to meet me and my family. I'm sure her parents were happy about going to Bahamas, especially after being snugged up into a 1-bedroom, apartment where Gladys owned it and knew everything that was going on in the privacy of their home. Right. It's all of a sort of fell together right away. Probably because, you need to jump on it when you have any reasonable opportunity that might hit. You never know when it's going to happen again. So the manager took us to the studio. He paid for everything. And he even took us to the concert. He said he wanted us to see what it was like, the structure, how the openers build up to the headliner, right? What creates the right vibe, and how people respond, and what the performers do to engage the audience. I've never been to a real concert. Genuinely expected my parents to say no, but they didn't. R. Kelly was headlining, but we were going to this particular show because our manager wanted us to see the opening female act, so we could start getting an idea of how we should appear on stage.
The show is great. Lots of screaming, dancing, and crazy lights. After it ends, we're standing there with our manager and one of R. Kelly's hype men. He comes out, floor level, carrying a large paper sign. Hot girls come backstage. Any age. Now, I saw him do, I think it was two concerts, off of YouTube and everything, right? Oh, where Squishy's gotta go? She's gotta catch a flat too. Fam Bam, Illinois, catch the replay. Yes, ma'am. They safe. Come back. Hope that you can show back up for it tomorrow for we finish, and then I'll try to fill you in on where we left off at on here. If not, I will see you soon. So stay safe and stay loved, girl. And thanks for joining the chat, Queen. Appreciate you. So I just recall him and the people holding up the signs of 18. But, here she says that, the hype man came out, carrying a large paper sign that says, hot girls come backstage, any age. And you mean to tell me that nobody stopped that show? Nobody stopped that show? Are you kidding me? I don't know. Hype guy and my manager make eye contact and give each other a nod. So I didn't want to go back there. Also, my parents would kill me if I did. They made me cut ties with that manager soon after the concert. So the parents were at the concert? Her parents were at the concert or something? Or maybe they found out. I found out that he was dating one of the girls in our group, Jeanette. I know, right, Reba? Like, this girl could sing like Mary J. Blige. No joke. But he was having an affair with her. Nothing to do with underage issues or parents not liking him. She was older than us, like 20 or so. Her decisions were hers alone to make. Are y'all catching that? Are y'all catching that? I really got to read this paragraph over to you guys again. Are y'all catching the persuasion, the persuasiveness of this paragraph? It's like, it's a force tactic of, I need you guys to believe this. She says that I found out that he was dating one of the girls in our group. That was Jeanette. The girl could sing like Mary J. Blige, no joke, but he was having an affair with her. It's nothing to do with underage issues or parents not liking him. She was older than us, 20 or so. It was her decision, were hers alone to make. It was her decision. But just this paragraph alone, she's really precisely trying to persuade her audience that I was this young girl. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't consent to anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, hold up there. You got some explaining to do, Lucy. I thought that, he was creepy, but that was just me. It felt like he had a crush on all of us at once. And, when he asked to take me out to eat, my parents immediately responds, only if Jeanette's going. Guess my mom got a weird feeling too. So is the mother there? Is the mother is there? Her mother is there in order for her mom to be responding. Like, her mother is there. Like, Lizette mother is there.
I guess my mom got a weird feeling too. A dinner night arrives and we go out to eat. So my manager, Jeanette, and I, we're at the chicken place in Hallandale. During the meal, they start bickering, so we finished up a little faster as it's turning into a full blown relationship showdown. Right after walking out the door, as we stepped off the curb toward the car, Jeanette makes a snappy remark, and he uh, punches her. No warning, no split second to react. Full on punches her right in front of me. So my brain it fizzled. What the fuck? Like like what's going on here? We're in the ghettoest place ever, and I don't even know what to do. It's just us. So he just popped her. I was poor, but I didn't grow up like that. So if anyone had ever put a hand on my mom, she'll straight up kill them. And that's just how she was. So no one in our family was hanging around at home getting beat up by men. This was new to me, and it scared me. I didn't even try to hide it. Mm, hold on, y'all. Mm, I had to put that one. Boy, 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 boy. I gotta just take a moment, y'all, because it sounds like one of the parents are there. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go to this one. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. So if that was the case, then why her mom didn't come to her rescue if she got there? Exactly. Exactly. It's weird. Exactly. She says that she didn't even try to hide it her mom when she got home. You know, she told her and stepdad in a frantic rush of words the second I got inside the house that they were pretty damn clear about their feelings regarding it. Listen, your little career with him is over. I was 15, almost 16, musical aspiration already crushed once. Another opportunity walks into my life when I'm on the beach with my sister who's back from spring break from the university in New York. Smart one in the family, scholarships, blah, blah, blah. The whole shebang. So we're walking on the South Beach and this one guy catches our attention. So he's super loud, animated, definitely has some Puerto Rican heritage in there like us. So, and my social butterfly sister doesn't lose a second in engaging him in conversation. Turned out his name is Tito Puente Jr., and his father is a professional musician, a legend, really. You know, he offers to take us home, and my sister immediately accepts the invitation. Mind you, he's still a stranger to me. So, how do we know it's really him? Uncertain that I followed her into his car. I know, and she's supposed to be the smart one. And he thankfully actually takes us home and then comes inside with us to meet my parents. They are over the flipping moon. Previously unknown to us, they idolize his dad's work, Tito Jr. He's currently making music too, so he offers to do a record with me when he hears I can sing. It's a fun time, like we have crazy fun. He comes over every weekend and we dance and go all insane in our passion for music, having a freaking blast. My parents, they trusted him, so especially with his openness to be at our house. I don't know how Gladys feel. How y'all think Gladys felt with 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 him at the house? How y'all think Gladys felt? Y'all think she told Gladys? Mm-hmm. Yes, Shannon. Well, the sister got the scholarships. The sister had scholarships and stuff, doing the thing. So, oh God. They're thrilled that I'm doing music with him instead, so he starts to feel like a new member of the family. So on a break one day, us two piled into his car to get something to eat and ended up at a cafe or some kind, sitting in a booth outside each other. So we've been catching the whole time as we usually do, mainly about music, but out of nowhere, and it moves into the future and in dreams and such. So with a smile, he reaches into his pocket, pulling out a plastic ball with a lid, and he hands it to me. It was one of those toys from the gumball dispenser. Have y'all ever had one of those? The little bubble gum ring. Shannon, have you ever got your girl little bubble gum ring? Put the little cord in, ting ting ting. And comes a little plastic thing. I used to get the little bracelets in them, the little string bracelets and stuff. Oh, you get your bouncing ball, the stuff they had with jacks were in it. You get like 5 jacks or something in the ball. I spent some money on them damn machines. So, it's where you crank the quarter and you hope you get what you want when your prize falls out the bottom. I cracked open the brightly colored lid and ripped open the tiny bag. It's a ring, a plastic ring. Like wow, a ring. You asked my parents yet, mister? Tito laughs as he leans in. Do you think your parents will let you marry me after you turn 18? Probably not. I don't know. Why would they? My brain is floundering for words or any words because I'm not used to any kind of flirtatious attention, and I turn red and I get flustered. But I don't like you like that. Also, like, you're old. Now she tells. This is crazy, right? Because she tells Mister what's his name? What is the hell is his name? She tells him, the guy who Junior Tito Puete, Junior. He comes over and he's gonna help her make the music, and he puts the quarter in the machine, and he gets her a plastic ring and everything. That he's too old. Yeah, tells him he's too old. Yeah. She didn't tell Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly that he was too old. She was already mesmerized by all of the shiny studio equipment, So, yeah. Yeah, he did simply. Gave her one of them little fake rings out the machine and asked, if your parents would be okay with me marrying you. But she tells Tito, you're too old. Oh, wow. Okay. Tito laughs, and as he leans in, you think that your parents will let me marry you when you turn 18. She says, probably not. Why would they? Her brain was floundering for words and any words. So I'm not used to any kind of flirtatious attention, and I turn red and as I get flustered, but, I don't like that also, like you're old. Tito laughs it off, but I find it myself being awkward sometimes. It could someone older even like me? The thought is intriguing, but it's terrifying. Good things never last. So when something comes up before we can actually start recording the music, we begin working on. But there we go again. Another lost opportunity. How do you find one that sticks? I'm serious, simply. A few days later, I'm walking down the street with my dad, and he seems frustrated, and he's breathing heavier, and looking around and all. And I hate walking with you. He doesn't even look at me when he says it. What? I ask. Like, why? Because you have something about you that men, they just love, and I want to kill them all. Chapter 5. Hey, Stephanie. What you say, Jason? Why she didn't tell? I know, right, Jason? She didn't think R. Kelly was too old. No. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, I think because she had been to Mr. Kelly's studio first before, I guess, this Tito guy comes over and likes her and buys her the bubblegum ring. But she was already mesmerized with the studio equipment, and you got a pool that's probably the size of a football field. I don't, it's like shit. And you take Tito. Well, Tito ain't showed her none of that shit. Tito just came over to the house talking about get the bubblegum ring and can we get married? So she ain't seen, I don't guess, all the Tito shit. So, but the bubblegum ring. So he hadn't sold her enough. He hadn't sold her enough. He sold the parents because he, I guess, allegedly showed up to the home like a gentleman, and came in and he wooed the parents first. You feel what I'm saying, Jason? Let me go smile at the parents first. We're gonna show her the little bitty 1-bedroom apartment that I got over here, because his expenses might be a little bit different than Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly expenses. So she was already she couldn't get him off her mind, and that's just my opinion because we don't know what's gonna happen in chapter 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I don't know. That's just my guess. So let's do chapter 5, and then we will resume tomorrow. Yep, we're going to resume tomorrow. I don't really have much going on after school other than a little side job, so it's easy to keep saying yes when Rob keeps asking. It does take a little maneuvering since my parents don't know about him yet and I don't have a car. Plus, it's nearly impossible to contact me directly. Somehow, we're making it around all of those blockages. Secretly, it's exciting that he's putting in the effort to make it work. He wants me to come to the studio again, and I'm not working the day after. When did she get a job? Can somebody please tell me when did she get a job? Because in chapter 1, 2, and 3, and 4, she ain't had no damn job. Now, so she got a damn job. I want to know where she work at. When did she get a job all of a sudden? Oh, okay, so this is a total suspense and drama. So she says, I'm not working the day after, so why not? I'll be just me. It'll be just me this time. No Michelle as defense if I need her. So her dance practices are in the afternoons, and being team captain and all, it's not really an option to skip out. So I haven't even known him a full week yet. But this time we'll be at the studio, which is safe, professional spot for me. Well, it was safe at the pool, according to her readings in chapter 2. You made it to the home, and she asked him,
are you gonna swim? I thought you wanted me to teach you how to swim. And in her words, he was like, no, he wanted to leave. He just wanted to see if she knew how to swim, and he left. In her words, isn't that crazy? Now all of a sudden, she says that, oh my God, that she haven't even known them for a week yet, but this time they'll be at the studio, which was safe. It's safe. It's like going to another job. I repeat this to myself whenever I'm unsure. 30 minutes after saying yes, 30 minutes after saying yes to the invite, there's a fancy car pulling up at the end of the block, out of the view of my house, to take me away from my everyday life again. I pulled open a glossy door and I slide over spotless leather. Clicking the seatbelt, my eyes wandered over my neighborhood, my reality. I realized I hardly know this man. I shouldn't be heading there alone, but I can't handle staying in that one room apartment smashed up with my family for one more minute. Well, all she had to do was just stay smashed up in there and get a job, a steady job, and she could have found her own little studio or smashed up apartment. I don't know. I don't know. You say I have to send the. I don't think he wants to read or have anything to do with these with anybody anymore, Jason. I mean, I can't imagine him wanting to do so. I really can't. I no, I really can't. Wait, I gotta change this because I look like stuck in the chair. I look like I'm stuck. That's what I look like I'm stuck. So, I hardly know this man. She says I shouldn't be heading there alone, but I can't handle staying in that one room. We're disconnected. No. Okay, my check, 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 check. I got it. It's telling me, so I seen it over here. So I got green lights. I'm gonna start it over too. We got green. We got thumbs up. Thumbs up. How's it sounding? Sounding okay? What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know. Sounds good. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I got a big notification came up. Okay, let's roll. So she says that I stretch my neck to see out the window as the driver pulls up to Bennigan's. Huh? Maybe it's this way of keeping expectations low or coming across as a normal guy, and that's fair. It's a work relationship anyway. So Rob's demeanor at dinner is noticeably different this time around, more distant, polite, almost like he's trying overly hard to act nice or put me at ease. It sets me slightly off guard, and maybe he has second thoughts about working with someone my age, or he knows I'm a virgin with zero knowledge about the world. So she's been in the world for approximately, 16, 17 years. And here she tells the world, because she had parents, a mother and a father, and I believe a brother or some was in the home. And she tells the world that she has no knowledge about the world. Are we talking about the music industry world? Are we talking about the social part of the world? What part of the world did she miss? Because if you're out at the mall, you're learning to be sociable. If you're out at the mall stealing and stuff, you're learning how to handle money. If you are aware of what your parents do like, do not like, or will tolerate and will not tolerate, you're pretty much in tune, being knowledgeable about the world of what you should know around that age. Agree? Do you guys agree? Cooking with fish grit. I'm just saying, like, what did she, what part did she miss? What part? She knew that at the beginning of the book that somewhere there was a little wetness in her pants that appeared to be blood. You were aware. You're knowledgeable. You're not very knowledgeable. Let's move on. Maybe he realized how lost I am about starting my career, and he feels he up and take it slower. Ha! Maybe he knows Michelle will immediately tell her mom or call up the police if anything happens to me. She would not be having it. Yeah, she'll kill him. At Rob's gesture, I slipped into the front seat of his car as we're heading out instead of going with Big John. We arrived at the recording studio, but a different one. We're in the heart of the historical Art Deco district at the Marlin Hotel, South Beach Studios. The studio space itself is huge. The control boards are impressively giant with more equipment stacked underneath. A whole board to the right just packed with colored wires and a panel on the wall behind the sound chairs as tall as a person. There's an area off to the side with couches for lounging and watching films on the wall. Rob must have just had a birthday, because when we walked into the room, people are mingling and hanging out in between heaps of roses and bouquets and teddy bears holding puffy hearts and a bunch of other gifts, clearly sent by a flock of female admirers. Everything is marked to either Rob or R. Kelly. So, yeah, I get a little nosy. Or we could just be nice and call it curious. Would anyone not be in this situation while he's focusing on music from behind the glass of the recording room? He's focusing on music. Okay. I'm on the other side of the sound engineers where there are couches, snacks, drinks. There's food. Wow. Snacks is considered food.
You can eat enough of snacks and get full. That's for real. I usually have, I get some hot Cheetos. I might have, I like Twix, and then I might have a ginger ale or something like that, and two Twizzlers, right? That's a snack. I be full. Y'all be full. Snacks fill you up. So it's considered part of a food, something that can fill you up. And a lava lamp. I sneak peek at the scattered cars to see what they say. They're basically all from women. Generic, well-wishing, lots of hearts, a few dirtier ones mixed in here and there. A few comments go a little over my head. Telegrams are streamed throughout the pile too. So I glanced at the glass of the live room to see if Rob is watching, and then I slightly spread them. Then I lightly spread them around with the tips of my finger to see the ones underneath. One card catches my eye. You don't eat snacks? All right, I have a little snacks. I got some fresh Twizzlers upstairs too.
We'll nibble on them tomorrow night, girl. We'll nibble on them tomorrow night. Happy birthday. I love you. Your little Tony Braxton, XOXO. Forgetting about Rob entirely. You know, my eyes stayed glued for a second. It can't be. Tony Braxton's little sister? Isn't she younger than me? Maybe she's the same age, but I don't think so. Stop thinking about it. I shake my head to forget, focusing on the hands to sound a guy as he flicks from one knobber button to another, nodding at the voice in his headphones and smiling occasionally in response. The space itself is elongated, with the live room facing the sound engineers on one end and the large open relaxation area at the other. A bunch of Rob's unusual buddies are playing around in the back area where I'm sitting. Yo mama jokes flying off the wazoo. Every 2 minutes, another one is thrown out there, and they all bust out laughing. You know, when it's not your mama jokes, it's pranks. Sounds like fun times to me. I personally prefer the jokes, but all of it makes me laugh. From the opposite side, Rob is gesturing for me to come closer, so I squeezed past people and I joined him. So he's working on a song called I Can't Sleep, Baby. And watching him nail the music in person is like being inside a dream. Yeah, like, he's brilliant. Like, no question there. He's not writing anything down. And I know that other than voice technique, he's mainly self-taught. He playing a range of instruments at a professional level, crooning at the top of the scale to show off impressive range. The song, it just magically comes out like silk until one of the lines makes zero sense and shatters the whole vibe. You know, he pauses to take notes and sing and recap under his breath. Same thing. Yeah, everyone in the room looks up and then away, and simultaneously with similar cringy expressions. You know, they're avoiding each other's eyes, trying to ignore the nails on the chalkboard clash of words that just don't make sense at all. But everyone caught it. I scanned the room, waiting for someone to say something. Is no one going to tell him? He can't record that like that. It's so bad. Am I mistaken? Like, did no one notice? Some of the group appeared to be holding their breath, just waiting for the moment to blow over before Rob realizes his mistake. Leaning in behind the engineer's shoulder so he can hear me, and I say, "Excuse me, Rob, the last line, the words, they really didn't make sense. It would sound better if you could." Angry eyes lock on mine. Cold, angry eyes locked on mine in my defense. Reconnecting, y'all. Reconnecting. Reconnecting. Ted's still waiting for reconnecting. I think we're back. Okay. Okay, we're back. Completely taken aback, I could feel the tension of his friends around me. And no one would look up at me in an attempt to recover. I hear myself say no. I was just trying to help. Rob stands in the open frame of the recording booth and his glare traveling around the room of the recording booth and his glare daring anyone else to pitch in. And my chest tightens. Normally tough guys look at their shoes, the holes in their jeans, the clock, anything. They already knew how it would turn out. None of them wanted to lose their spot in the crew by speaking up. And I'm about ready to dip out I am about ready to dip out. They wrote this wrong. Of the room. They wrote out the of room forever when the engineer steps in. When did the crimes occur? I don't know, Reba. I'm sorry, Rob. She's right about the phrasing. I should have been the one to tell you, and that's my bad. The strain in his voice made it clear that he didn't want to be involved, but I'm grateful that he spoke up. So he must feel really bad for me to be doing this, and I'm getting the sensation that no one wants to upset Robert. So ever. They already know how it'll go down, and still the humiliation, it crawls up my spine and it flushes my face until it's burning hot. Between between being young, awkward, and shy, I can't quite cover how upset I am. And the tears sting the corners of my eyes as I try to angle my head in any position that prevents them from giving me away by rolling down my face. Don't blink, don't tilt, don't move. Rob stares at the engineer and then me and softens, setting down his headphones. He comes out the booth entirely and he pulls me onto a couch, eyes fixed on the floor. Everyone else seems to find places to be. He takes my hand and I realize that there are people who don't know how to apologize, and they know it's necessary for life, for people to move on and all of that, but it doesn't quite make sense to them. They're not sure how to go about it, but it's like if they admitted wrongdoing, that it would hurt them too much. Instead of addressing the problem, they act nice. They cover it up. They explain their side and their why, and use that as a substitute apology. Rob talks at me, and I sit there feeling awful, biting my lips and trying to press the rambling excuses of my ears and focuses on not crying. Clearing feels clearly, he feels bad, but this isn't helping, and nothing so far has any sort of an apology in it. So his words run up and down, explaining why I shouldn't have done that, why I did, and what makes his response okay, and how it's reasonable considering his past. It's honestly making it worse. This is messed up, and it's kind of mean. He knows I was trying to be helpful. Aren't we going to be writing music together soon anyway? Well, I will allow to talk then. Will I be allowed to talk then? Rob scoots closer and he wraps his other hand around mine. Okay, if he's trying, then I'll try to. But now he's gone silent, uncertain how to break the awkwardness. I asked him about his family and his mother, where she's at. I'm not sure where the inspiration comes from, but in the quiet, it feels like the right thing to ask to get to know him. So his body language, his body shifts at the question. So I looked up into his eyes and he repeated himself, asking if she's still wherever he grew up. It seems like a normal conversation starter.
move things along out of the discomfort while getting to know more about him. His hand squeezed mine tight, painfully tight. It's funny because Rob murmurs, I was just thinking about my mom today. She passed away before I really became somebody. Well, before I made it big. He pulls away and he runs his hands down his legs nervously, and then the feelings just poured out. The way she believed in him. How his mom had cancer at the end, but they've been, as tight as a hand in a glove. Small things about her life and what she looked like. And his face glows at the memory of her, and tears roll when he admits his mother had been everything to him. Here is this giant music artist with so much success piling up, but as he sits beside me, I hear the heartbreak of a child missing their mother. This psychiatrist now. And it terrible. It's innocent, endearing, and honest. He tells me how much her loss hurt him and continues to mess with his emotions. I mean, I get it. I feel the same way about my father, and he's still alive and kicking, just not around me. So my dad's the first person that I love like that, first person that I adored, and his absence in my life is an ache that won't leave and constantly branches out into other parts of my life without me realizing it. So I understand. Rob's mom was everything to him as he describes the situation, and I started to see him differently. Not as a huge star, but as a wounded little kid, still stuck in their childhood pain. But wasn't she still stuck in her childhood pain? She talked quite a bit at the beginning of this little bitty shack of a home that she lived. She talked about how Gladys, the person who had more control over their home than her parents did up in there, had control over the phone calls and who came there and who didn't. And as I read this, and we're now into chapter 5, you're talking about your childhood pain to Mr. Catley. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that you ever got past your stuff, your stuff either. That's crazy. You had problems at home. Yeah. Well, you're talking about who, Beauty? R. Kelly? Are you talking about R. Kelly, dad? Or her dad? So she says maybe something bigger is wrong, and that's been ignored instead of treated. My instincts are already clicking in to protect him. Protect him. Help him. Soothe the ache. He must see it in my face because his expression changes. His eyes considered me now. Her dad, right. Absolutely right. He was in a home with her. He was in a home with her, As thou taking another look could just be a wow. She's a nice person, but maybe finally sees there are people who care about him and not just the connection to him. Didn't Azrael say some shit like that? Didn't Azrael say something very similar to that on that presidency? Was that the presidency? I could have sworn it sounds so rebuttal identical. Like it's very similarity in similarity. When she said, well, they didn't want nothing, them people didn't care about her, and they was just there for the jewelry and the cars and things like that, and he needed people around, and okay, yeah, she said that shit. What started as a strained scene somehow
ends with me. Genuinely interested in getting to know him beyond the stardom stat, complicated, at war with himself and everyone else. One moment reaching out and trying to connect the next. I want to get close, not talk bullshit or trivial nonsense, but be an actual friend, understand what's going through his brain when we're working together. I realize as he pushes himself up off the couch that I'm not even upset anymore. All that's left is empathy. Everything else drained away during the conversation. Nothing else dramatic happens the rest of the session. Rob must feel bad about snapping at me because he asked me to stay a while longer and takes me home himself. Then he goes to Chicago, but without telling me. So he dropped her off at home, then he leaves and head to Chicago. Okay. I find out Rob's gone after not hearing from him for a bit. Eventually, he calls Michelle's house, blaming the disappearance on an emergency and asking her to please let Lizette know. Something about how he meant to call and not just vanish, but it happened too quickly, I guess. In a way, like, not contacting my house is fair. He already learned not to call Gladys' number. Michelle says he wants to work with me at the studio when he's back in Miami. I'm excited to actually get down to business. Now, mind you guys that she has been to the pool, invited, and according to her story, she's gotten well acquainted with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly because she noticed that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly was opening up to her. She asked him questions about his family life, his past life a little bit. And here chapter 5, woo child. The third go round. This is the third time. You didn't make the music the first time. You didn't make any music the second go round. And now she's here on the third go round. It's like, doesn't take a rocket scientist, like, and I expressed this thought of my opinion quite a bit. We're talking about a man. We're talking about someone who you came and sang for or whatever. First of all, your mama should have been there, your daddy, to help you instead of you sneaking out, and you come with an attorney and you draw up your contracts and stuff, and one goes over them to make sure that it fits because you wanted to be there for your music, and if the music thing wasn't working out, and give or take, she was there, she says, about 4 or 5 days before they ended up at a different restaurant. Don't take that long, really don't. So it was a matter of a couple of days. Like, is your mind on your music, or are you gonna sit here and tell the world that you got totally distracted because this man, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, was being very flirtatious to you, and one thing just the music went out the window and mesmerized came inside the window. I don't know, you guys. Michelle says that he wants to work with me at the studio when he's back in Miami. I'm excited to actually get down to business. Music yet, he's like a little kid. You put the candy in front of him, and you know what I mean. And all he wants to do is play. Hopefully, we can make this mentorship official by introducing Rob to my parents. The secret life is getting harder to keep as a secret. He can bring me around to introduce me to the music world, and that would be the bomb. The last time he drove me home, he stopped the car 2 blocks away from my house to let me out. Isn't that what she wanted? Didn't she direct him to not call the house? You can't come to the house because Miss Gladys not going to take it that well. My parents are going to freak out. She gave him a damn rule. Don't come in front of the damn house. And drop me off down there. Who was bossy? Who had a rule? Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, right, Jason, right. The last time he drove me home, he stopped the car 2 blocks away from my house to let me out. The Michelle place can be a direct drop-off point, but not mine. Always 2 blocks away. I wanted to say it because I've been avoiding explaining this to my parents, but it's not, it isn't helping younger musicians get started in the music industry. Pretty standard. He doesn't have to hang out with my parents. Just let me know what's up so I can work with him more, so I can stop hiding. That's the rule I should lay down. Oh, you gave him a rule. Yeah, you did. No more work until everything is established and out in the open, so the undercover pressure ends. But I'm afraid I'll lose all of it. So, yeah, so her folks so was her folks and Gail's friends. Gail was the boss around there. She rented the place out to her folks, and it was, according to her, a very small, tiny shack where they was living miserable up in there, and she described it as poverty, and they didn't have anything. They were struggling, or this or that, So, but Gladys sounds like she was the boss hog up in that little apartment. But she lived downstairs or out back or something. So, but she was able to listen in and get all the phone calls and stuff. That's just weird. I hope they weren't paying no rent. I need one too. I need one too. I need one too. She says, I'm intruded. I need the help, and I appreciate his belief in me and my talent. So it's kind of all that's keeping me going right now. So he'll have to meet my parents at some point anyway if this continues, right? You can't hide in the timeline of teenage girls' life forever. Chapter 6, y'all. So, we are at 1 o'clock. Oh, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is their one of their the females' story circumventing around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly pertaining their life. And this is their story, and it is what it is. Just reading chapters 1 through 5, I know you can't put everything in a book. I understand it. I do remember her telling this story on a Q&A. Some guy, she was doing an interview with him. She's done quite a few of them, but it's one in particular. And this book is reading now just like what I remember the Q&A was. And that's weird. But here we are reading it. Again, you guys, if you would like to join me back here tomorrow night, ladies and gents night, I got to add gents because Shannon definitely been showing up and showing me some love over here, and I appreciate that, Shannon. Jason
Jason is always here, even though he resides now over in Thailand. I appreciate you guys. Trev came through, and to all of my moderators that hang and the ones that I do have, I so appreciate you guys. But let's pick up chapter 6 tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys will join me. I'm bringing a twist list to the show tomorrow night. I'm bringing a twist list to the show. Before I start chapter 6 tomorrow, I'm going to begin with we're going to begin with just rebuttaling what the answers was to Judge Donnelly trial for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, the hearing up in NYC with her explanatory paperwork that is protocol to put in when there's a possibility of an appeal going to be taking place. So she had to do her write-up, why she did this, why this was admissible, why she felt that, why she felt that. Tomorrow, gonna be a little bit, because there was a particular case log that was mentioned in the write-up. And one thing about trial, you kind of hear the arguments with the defense, right? But more so of the prosecution witnesses, right? And as the defense gets to hear a lot of the prosecution witnesses on the stand, right? A lot of the case logs are used in these trials. You kind of have the witnesses presenting their arguments, like this, this has happened, this happened, and this has happened, and this has happened. But when it's time for the defense and the prosecution to really get down to the nitty gritty, they argue with bringing forth all of these case logs. It's such and such and such, and this versus this, and this happened on this same channel, boo. Yes, Reba, and same time. Yes, I have to use my One Papoose channel. Eventually, I really have to jump back over there to get it going. It's still stuck in the 800s. I think if I get back over there and start using it more and to get it shared more, that it will start to rise as well. So in a few hours I gotta go to work, but it's weird because as I really went over this explanatory reasonable paperwork here from Judge Donnelly, which is protocol. I have to give the reasons because it sets up the premature point of the argument for the the appeal. Yeah. It gives the defense a room, open up the doors to get themselves prepared of what it is that they want to target on. So it's a very helpful tool. Case logs, and pretty much now in this era, these days here, that's what helps either win your case or lose your case. So I'm hoping that Bonjean, Miss Jennifer Bonjean, has dug very deeply with some case logs, because the case logs also are presentable when you are ready to make your argument to have things overturned to the appellate courts. So it's interesting. But I pulled one that was listed on here in particular because I wanted to see where they were going with it, and that's why it's kind of tagged up there. So this is one of the case logs. There's too many case logs, too many. They use so many case logs in this argument with Ms.
Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. But I wanted to get into just to read it and do some highlighting on it. And then I'm going to come off of that because now I want to go back and kind of see if you can get inside, see if I can get inside of Jennifer's Bonjean's head to see where her argument is going to go, which way will her argument go. And to me, the most important part about the appellate is developing the questions that will be asked to Jennifer, because they gonna bang them questions out, right? And she's got to be dead on point, like banging them right back out. But that be the most important part. Like, you develop the questions first of what you think that these appellate judges, I don't know if it'll be one, I don't know if it'll be three, it may be five, it could be four. They're pulled from the jurisdictions, they're pulled from different areas. So we'll see how that works out. I want to try to develop the questions. They think like the appellate judge, what would they ask you? And I do have a video to show you on the appellate courts as well. But it is 1:13. I hope you guys enjoyed the readings up to chapter 6 of the Jane Doe. We're on chapter 6, so I can kind of close this out for a second. So I want to show you guys. But that's what she calls herself, Jane Doe, number 9. It says Lizette Martinez. I did a video on Lizette Martinez a long time ago, I think back in 2019. It's kind of a bootleg video because I was just getting started and I had the phone up to the TV. So I'd like to give a shout out to a gentleman. I guess I have to go back into my comments to get his profile name, right? But I'd like to give a shout out to him because obviously he watched the show and he kind of did a recommendation and of where I need to clean up some things and shape up some things. So I just want to give that shout out to him. I'm much appreciated with people that can throw me a bone to be like, just shake this over here, move this over here. Beauty is me. Stop punching this up here. Stop punching them buttons. Stop punching them buttons, girl. So I do want to give a shout out to him, and I'm pretty sure if he comes across this live, he will know exactly who I'm talking to. With that being said, I thank you. I thank you, you, and all of you. And the 17 thumbs up. I appreciate you. Meet me back here tomorrow night, and let's get through some more chapters of the Jane Doe number 9, Surviving R. Kelly by Lizette Martinez. So, okay, Audrey, we is about to go to bed. Us is sleepy, and us been drinking. Oh, you sent me something good? Okay, can I do it tomorrow night? And I will, I'll ring you up tomorrow after 10 o'clock. I'll let you get some sleep because I got to head to work here in about 5 hours. I'm literally leaving right back out this door in 5 hours. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy, right? Meg. Now my BFF in the chat. Meg, did you hit that like button? Because I ain't seen it move yet. We gonna block you if you don't hit that like button right now. Right now. Hear what I said? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You say you couldn't sleep, you just woke up live. Yes. After 10 o'clock, Audrey, I will ring you up. And so I can say hi to you. I haven't talked to you in a minute. And say hi to you. Well, it didn't move. Oh, it didn't move. It must be stuck, huh? It must be stuck. You ain't hit shit no 8 times. Quit playing. Quit playing. I see you tomorrow, Meg. I see you tomorrow, y'all. I am so out of here. I got to go lay it down for real, so I can make it on time. Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, girl. I ain't gonna have time to cook. And I wanted me some deep fried chicken wings, but I don't have time. Let me talk to Jason for a second before I go. What you say, Jason? You wanted to know more about what sex tape? I ain't never seen a sex tape. I don't know. But let me drop this in your ear, Jason. Let me drop this in your ear. And then I'm going to go after this, right? Let me drop this. This sex tape, right? If you think way back, right? And you question yourself, like I said, go back and listen to the Jen and Lindsay off of Tasha K. From long time, from I think it was last year, right? And they dropped those birdies out here, right? They really did. And you ask yourself, this sex tapes. And everybody said that that was Rashonda Landfair. And everybody knows that that was Rashonda Landfair, Sparkle's niece, right? And they asked a very important question on the Tasha K Q&A with Jen and Lindsay, right? Jim Derogatis comes out. Jim Derogatis talks about how he, anonymously got a sex tape. Well, how did he anonymously know to call Sparkle up on that tape? How? How did he know that? Why is it that this is a tape, outburst of this tape being out here that anonymously gets to Jim Derogatis, but Jim Derogatis somehow found Sparkle, found her. How did he know how to find her? How? It wasn't reported to the police officers. There was nothing. It ended up in Jim Derogatis' hands. He all of a sudden knew to get in touch with Sparkle. So if you want to ask me, there is two people that ignited this conspiracy against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And this is just my opinion. Sparkle from the 2008 trial. And then you had a double spark ignited out here on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly coming from Asante McGee. But Asante McGee did not come along by herself. In my opinion, Jason, when Drunken Larry told everyone that they have 100-something people out here that was literally working, he wasn't bullshit. They all come from under, in my opinion, Angelo Clary. They recruited them all. That's just my opinion. So you have two people, Jason, that came at Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, similar but different time frames. Okay, if you think of the 2008 trial and that tape, in my opinion, that all ignited from Sparkle. I'm sorry. Somehow Lisa Van Allen and all of them got, they played their part, played their role with the 2008 situation. Now we here with the 2012 and 13, 14, 15 investigation starts. And in my opinion, it was definitely Santi McGee who went in as allegedly looking for a job. She needed a job. And she didn't get a job. Used her for various things around the home or whatever, and shit went crazy. Shit went crazy, Jason, and I'm doing the because I'm just careful over here on my channel, but that's my thing of it with the Aaliyah situation. And I pray and I pray and I pray. I'm waiting on a motion. I don't know how many motions that they can put in on it uh, to come where they continuously ask for the bribery charge against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly be dismissed, gone, finata. The maximum amount of years according to the statute of limitation, regardless if it is civil or if it is federal, it is 10 years. 10. And people who say that, I get Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly deals with his dyslexia or whatever situation that he is going through. When that man stood up and he did say it, you can't get me on that. He was right. He was absolutely right. He was absolutely right. There is no way that charge should have been brought back. No way. There's no way. Federal or civil. 10 years is the max. If you ain't done nothing in 10 years, you have exceeded. You have exceeded beyond his statute of limitations to jumpstart a freaking bribery charge. And that one there just really don't sit well with me at all. Not at all. Have a good night. Have a good night, Stephanie. So, have a good night. So, I don't know. Fatima, yes. Killed Kadeda Jones. I gotta write that down because I have time. And I still have to go over McKenna Hertz paperwork, y'all. Ooh, when you're working and you're doing this, oh my God. Okay, wait a minute. I'm writing that one down, so I'll have time to probably look at that one while I'm at work tomorrow. Beauty. D.A. Jones. But that's just my theory of it, Jason. That's just my opinion. That's kind of what I believe that had happened. So I don't know who's on the sex tape. I've never seen a sex tape. I've never seen a goddamn sex tape. I thought I had a copy of it, but when I put it in, it's a concert on there. It's not no sex tape. So somebody done bootleg and jack me, sold me the wrong crap, because that's not what's on there. It says, the R. Kelly sex tape, but when I put it in, that's not what's on there. And my BFF she could verify that with me. That's not what's on there. Not at all. So I got burnt. So I got. I got. You got the baby coming next week. Okay. Oh, Lord, you gonna be up, girl, getting that milk. Changing them pampers. Oh boy, it's been fun, you guys. I enjoyed reading. I hope the reading was okay for you guys. We had no problems. I think I had a struggle with one freaking word. Now I'm finna go press the button so I can actually hear the pronunciation of that word. It was fun. I got one more said that was her on the tape. Yeah, that's what she says. That's what she says. She went back to get one tape and it was her on there. So you're welcome, Shannon. No, thank you. Because without you guys, I'll be sitting here talking to myself. I'd have read the book anyway, though, Shannon. I would have sat right here and read that book all by myself. Right by myself. But the mods, they won't leave me by myself. You're welcome, Harlem. So pick it up tomorrow. We'll pick it back up tomorrow. And hopefully, you guys, God's willing, do your prayer and meet me back here tomorrow. So, I don't know. Jason, have you seen the tape? Have you seen the tape? I don't know. I don't care. Anything that I don't live in the past. I can't have anger or I don't understand that once they finished with the 2008 trial and he was found, he was acquitted. I don't live in the past. I don't think about it. The only question that is what did he do now? What did he do now? I really so want to read this, but I don't have time. And we're talking what sexual abuse? He raised his voice. That's sexual abuse. He what? There was. I was confused about. Oh, I don't know, but it is what it is. I'm gonna read this tomorrow. This is first things up. I really want to read this. I have a whole bunch of other stuff over here, but this one here, that really caught my attention. So I really had to print that one out, you guys. I gotta read that last motion. So transcripts. I probably read a few of the transcripts over here. Like I say, I gotta stay tuned in my lane with 5 or 6 or 10 people over here. The other lanes that are over there, I watch it, but that's popcorn time for me. It's shits and giggle time for me, but I had to calm this down. Over here, especially when it's just a revolving circle. You know what I'm saying? It's a revolving circle over there. So keep in mind, in December, the mods will help me come up with something so that I can give away the one Papoose cold, hot, thermal mug. Make sure you get yours. Doesn't leak. Keep your stuff hot or keep it cold. It's a great feeling. I'm not sure how many ounces this is, but I'm gonna start giving back to those that do choose to come over and support the channel, even with your attendance. I am, and the hoodie, keep you warm, So I'm gonna get with the girls. And we're going to come up with something fun over here to do. So that we can do some giveaways as well, you guys. Now, thanks for joining me. You say just send it to, yes, you get one. All my moderators will get one. All of the moderators will have a hot and cold thermal because you guys have been rocking. And you can't play the game. That's the crazy part. Since you can't play the game, every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you guys will get hot and cold thermals on Papoose. So I will be getting in touch with you guys to get your address and everything. I think Galatian has one. Somebody else may have one. Something like that. Somebody else may have one. But we're out of here. Now, yeah, I'll go to bed. And thanks for freaking joining the God darn chat. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you.